Chapter 1732. Release poison and detoxification. The old man from Dragon Manor snorted. Honest man, then what are you still dawdling for? Hurry up and come out to swindle us. This is a great opportunity. Senior of Dragon Manor, I'll have to trouble you to sign a soul contract with the immortal King City Lord and agree to let me enter Dragon Manor. Chinyan said with smile, I, an honest man, am afraid of being swindled, so I have to be on guard. If you're an honest man, then there are no bad people in this world. Princess Anya lightly snorted. Elder Chin's face is full of smiles as he watched the few elders of Dragon Manor sign the soul contract with the immortal King City Lord. Our Chin Imperial Clan's disciples still have some ability. Elder Chin chuckled and said, Honest man, the soul contract must have been signed. Hurry up and come out. Dragon Manor's old man snorted. All right, Dragon Manor seniors. I remember you said before that your Imperial Dragon Clan would never beg anyone. Then, are you begging me now? Chinyan chuckled and took out the floating cloud staff. Come out, stop dawdling. Dragon Manor's old man no longer has any temper. Although he wished he could pinch Chinyan to death, he had no choice but to submit to Chinyan. Chinyan controlled the floating cloud staff to become very thick and large. Then he controlled the floating cloud staff to become longer and longer. He wanted to break all kinds of barriers from the inside of the small hill. The floating cloud staff is some 9-sun sky raising pagoda. It is also something that fell from the sun. After absorbing great power, it could become very big. At this moment, Chinyan is controlling the floating cloud staff to absorb a large amount of sacred mysterious silver crystals power. Only in this way can the floating cloud staff have enough power to break the barrier outside when it becomes bigger and longer. You guys stay away, Chinyan said. Elder Chin and the others have already gone far away. At this moment, they also saw that the small hill actually bulged up. The small hill originally had several layers of sealing barriers set up by the immortal King Ancient City. Now those layers have already been broken. They could all see a square stone pillar poking out from the inside. Immortal King City Lord, your prison is really bad. Dragon Manor's old man snorted. It can't stop Chinyan at all. Can you blame us? Who doesn't know that Chinyan has many tricks up his sleeve? Immortal King City Master shook his head and said, Forget about us. Even your Dragon Manor won't be able to seal him. How is that possible? The old man from the Dragon Manor said. The outermost spirit formation was set up by the Chu Imperial Clan. It was a spirit formation from the Sun Soul Clan. At this moment, it was pierced through by the floating cloud rod that was growing longer and longer. The floating cloud staff had absorbed a large amount of profound saint silver crystals, amounting to more than 100 million. Chinyan doesn't feel any heartache for those sacred Xian silver crystals. As long as he can get out, he'll be able to fish out a fortune from Dragon Manor. Not long afterward, the spirit formation around the Chu Imperial Clan was also pierced through. A very strong power exploded forth. Chinyan put away the floating cloud staff and walked out with a smile. The few elders from the Dragon Manor were all very astonished. Previously, they were helpless against those sealing barriers. However, Chinyan seemed to be able to easily open them. What's the situation outside? What did the Sun Soul race do? Asked Chinyan. The Sun Soul race wants to control the core power of the major powers and use them to rule the immortal desolate. Because we received a warning from the divine desolate in advance, we were prepared. However, their soul-poisoned sacred insects still infiltrated our core members. Elder Chin looked at the few elders from the Dragon Manor and said, Because the Dragon Manor is the core, they suffered the most. Chinyan said, Many people in the immortal King Ancient City were affected. The immortal King City Master nodded and said, They were all affected while fighting the Chu Imperial Clan people. Chinyan curled his lips and said, I already said that Chu Hai used soul-poisoned sacred insects on Xiao Feng and even tortured her. That's why I killed him. Chinyan, how much are you selling those talismans? Do you really have such powerful talismans? The old man from the Dragon Manor asked. Chinyan took out a soul-sealing pearl and said with smile, Those golden threads inside are sacred emperor insects. Do you see them? I caught them for fun, Otherwise, I would have already killed them. Qin Yin being able to catch sacred emperor insects caused Elder Qin and the others to believe without a doubt. Those talismans are very difficult to refine, but don't worry, I can make them. Seal the poison people. As long as they are unconscious, they won't be tortured for the time being. Then wait for my talismans. Qin Yun said, how much are you selling your talismans? Heavenly Master Qin, don't take advantage of this situation to get rich. This is not the style of an honest person. You must give everyone a reasonable price. The Immortal King City Master said. Qin Yun thought for a bit and said, the talismans I refine can be used 20 times. One talisman for one Emperor Essence Heavenly Pill. This is not too much, right? The old man from the Dragon Manor said, there are several hundred infected warriors in our Dragon Manor. We only need 20 to 30 pills, 20 to 30 to UN Heavenly Dan. This is not too much. Not bad. The Dark Royal race can also accept this price. Princess Anya said, oh, that's right. I have a talisman called Soul Protecting Immortal Talisman. Qin Yin took out a talisman and said with smile, so long as you keep it with you, you will be able to resist the sacred Emperor Insect's soul invasion. How much? Princess Anya asked. She is very worried that she will be attacked by the formidable sacred Emperor Insect. 100,000 sacred Xian silver crystals for one talisman. This is a very generous price. Qin Yun said with smile. I want one. Is it really useful? Princess Anya doesn't believe it. Qin Yun took out a sacred Emperor Insect from the soul-sealing pearl and demonstrated it on the spot. The sacred Emperor Insect cannot even approach the talisman. After Princess Anya bought one talisman, other people also took out their sacred Xian silver crystals and bought one after another. This is something that can defend against sacred Emperor Insect. 100,000 sacred Xian silver crystals is very cheap to them. After Qin Yin came out of the prison, he entered a secret room inside the city master's mansion and asked Elder Qin to find Xiao Yuanmei. Xiao Yuan is not in the Immortal King Ancient City. Rather, she is in the Emperor Race Divine Palace. She went out earlier and informed Xian Rujing about the soul poison sacred insect and sun spirit race. She and Long Xiaofeng stayed in Xiao Manor for a while. But when they wanted to go to the Immortal King Ancient City, the soul poison sacred insects attack broke out and the Immortal King Ancient City was sealed. Xiao Yuanmei did not come alone. Rather, she came with another charming and pleasant woman. Both of them are wearing snow-white clothes and have a pair of ponytails. Mengshu. Qin Yin saw Hong Mengshu and yelled in surprise. Hong Mengshu is petite and exquisite. Her delicate face is tender and charming. After she arrived, she said with smile, Brother Yin, long time no see. Indeed, Qin Yin said with mischievous smile, although long time no see, Yuanmei often mentions you. Big sister dreaming pig. Brother, why did you ask me to come here? The situation outside is very chaotic. We don't dare to run around. Xiao Yuanmei said. Qin Yin took out the Gemini treasure mirror. Seeing Qin Yin take out the Gemini treasure mirror, Xiao Yuanmei realized that Qin Yin wants to impart runes to her. She promptly took out her own mirror and handed it over to Qin Yin with a smile. Qin Yin recorded the runes of the soul protecting immortal talisman on the mirror and said with smile, Yuanmei, these are the runes of the soul protecting immortal talisman. After you get the talisman paper, you can use it to create the soul protecting immortal talisman. It will not be invaded by the soul poison sacred insect. So awesome. As expected of great Master Qin, Hong Mengshu said with smile, Brother Yun, you're still as awesome as before. Things that other people can't handle, you can handle. Of course. Qin Yin stroked Hong Mengshu's ponytails with smile. Xiao Yuanmei likes to play with them very much. Hong Mengshu and Xiao Yuanmei traveled the starry sky with Yu Shutian before, so their relationship is very good. After arriving at Immortal Desolate, Hong Mengshu joined Guanghan Palace. Xiao Yuanmei said with smile, That's very good. I am Heavenly Teacher Xiao. Ha ha ha. Sister Dreaming Pig. Let's go and pretend to be great God. Wait. Qin Yin grabbed her little hand and said with smile, Yuanmei, you still don't know how to drive out the insects. Qin Yin let her take out the mirror and poured in a great amount of absolute yang power. He told her to control the runes and release the absolute yang power into the soul to drive out the soul poison sacred insect. Yume, you must keep the matter of driving out the insects a secret. Your old brother wants to take this opportunity to fish out some Emperor Essence heavenly pills. Don't steal my business. Qin Yun said with smile. Brother Yun, rest assured, me and Yume will help you fish out the insects. After we fish them out, we won't need them. We will give them to you, Hong Mengshu said with mischievous smile. Now the demand is so great, you won't be able to fish it all by yourself, right? You two girls, be a bit careful. Don't let the sun spirit race target you. Qin Yun pinched their charming faces and said with smile. Got it. Xiao Yume is very happy. She pulled Hong Mengshu and skipped away. Inside the secret room, Qin Yun let Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi come out. Yu Shaoling also came out to help make talisman paper. Shaoling, you are a high and mighty beautiful fairy. I made you do this kind of hard work. You won't blame me, right? Qin Yun said with smile. I will do whatever little husband wants me to do. Yu Shaoling smiled charmingly and said, as long as I can be together with little husband, I will be very happy. Yu Shaoling is indeed a very beautiful fairy. She has a pair of beautiful fairy wings, pointed ears, blonde hair, and blue eyes. Her tall and slender body is snow white and fiery hot. This charming fairy and Shui Tianzi, a natural-born beauty, together, one can captivate one's soul and the other can steal one's soul. Qin Yun feels that the two beautiful women should be Yu Shaoling and Shui Tianzi. Qin Yun also participated in making talisman paper. The talisman paper used to contain his formidable absolute yang power is a bit higher. Fortunately, he has many good materials. Zi Qingsheng and others are also first-rate experts in making talisman paper. Especially Yu Shaoling. The flame she released is a very strong sun flame. Combined with sacred oil, processing the materials is twice the result with half the effort. After making the talisman paper, Qin Yun only need to carve a set of soul-protecting immortal talisman runes and then pour in the absolute yang power. The process is very fast. Half a day later, the immortal King City Master anxiously paced back and forth outside the secret room and shouted, Qin Yun, are you done yet? Those Sun Spirit race bastards are very arrogant. They went to the Emperor race to discuss conditions. What? Qin Yun immediately replied. What conditions did they discuss? They seem to have agreed to help expel the soul poison sacred insect, but in exchange, they might also want to fish out some things. The immortal King City Master said. Chapter 1733. Junhun Prince Qin Yun is hoping to help Dragon Manor expel the soul poison divine insects to enter Dragon Manor. He has several goals for entering Dragon Manor. One is to find that dragon girl. Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother has not contacted him for a long time, so he has no way of knowing the situation of that dragon girl. The second purpose was to cultivate in the Dragon Manor. According to Long Xiaofeng's information, there are many secret techniques inside Dragon Manor that can make people stronger and even directly cultivate spirit. And the third goal is related to 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Princess Enyi entered Dragon Manor for the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Qin Yun is very interested in the complete 9-dragon heavenly origin formation, so he wants to get it out. His last goal is related to the black bloodline crystal. He must thoroughly understand it. After all, it is related to the immortal graveyard diagram. After Qin Yun walked out of the secret room, he asked, let's quickly go to the Emperor Race Divine Palace. Is the Sun Spirit Race attacking the Immortal King Ancient City? They are not attacking. The Immortal King City Master said, those guys know that we can guard against them in advance, so they have already given up on controlling those great powers. They must be planning to devour even more people from Immortal Desolate to cultivate a large number of powerful soul poison divine insects. Qin Yun cursed in low voice. We cannot let them succeed. Previously, the Sun Spirit race already had ideas about Qin Yun. They dispatched several hundred precious royal sacred insects, so Qin Yun will not let them off. City Master, here are 3 soul-banishing immortal talismans. One is for you. Take it first." Qin Yun handed over 3 talismans and said, "It can help dozens of people expel the soul poison. Here are 2 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills." The immortal King City Master took out 2 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills and gave them to Qin Yun. "City Master, go and expel the poison first." Qin Yun said, "I will arrange people to do it. I will go with you to the Emperor Race Divine Palace." The immortal King City Master said, "My immortal King Ancient City is on your side." "That's good." Qin Yun nodded, then took out the Devil Mirror to contact Xiao Yuanmei. He asked her to make some powerful talisman papers to make soul-banishing immortal talismans. Shui Tianzi and the others are also making them in the 9 Yang Divine Soul. When the time comes, there will be a lot of them. Qin Yun did not want to see the Sun Spirit race use the soul-poison sacred insects to control the immortal desolate. Therefore, he had to destroy their plans in the immortal desolate. Princess and Yi also went to the Emperor Clan Shrine to negotiate with the Sun Spirits. "Heavenly Master Qin, what do you think the Sun Spirit race will do?" the Celestial King City Lord asked. After that, he teleported out of the city through a teleportation array. "I don't know. In short, they helped me expel the soul-poison sacred worm. They must have a lot of reward." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "These guys, they poisoned themselves and now want to use the antidote to profit. If the Emperor Clan Divine Hall and the Dark Royalty really agree to it, then they would be too stupid." In front of the Emperor Clan Shrine's main entrance, many people came. Once Qin Yun arrived, he immediately saw those old men from the Chu Imperial Clan. There were several thousand people from the Chu Imperial Clan. They were standing behind a group of people wearing golden flame cloaks. The people from the Sun Spirit race all wore clothes that emitted golden flames. It looked like a set of flame cloaks. The people with the strongest flame and deepest golden color seemed to have the highest status. There were only several hundred people from the Emperor Clan Shrine and the Dark Royalty's side. They all have vigilant expressions, worried that the other party would suddenly poison them. The Emperor Clan Shrine's 4 great elders, as well as several elders from the Dragon Manor. The Dark Royalty's several powerful immortal emperors, as well as Princess and Yi. As for the others, they came to help increase their prestige. Although the Dark Royalty and the Emperor Clan have been enemies for many years, they have been miserably swindled by the soul-poison sacred worm. They also want to fight against the Sun Spirit race together. Qin Yun and the Celestial King City Lord slowed down. They did not quickly approach because they are worried that there are people from the Sun Spirit race hiding nearby. On the plaza in front of the Emperor Clan Shrine's main entrance, an old man from the Chu Imperial Clan smiled complacently and said, "Your Emperor Clan has suffered a serious disaster. If you cannot expel the soul-poison sacred worm quickly, the consequences will be unimaginable. You will be exterminated. So, you should quickly agree to our conditions. You want the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation? Don't be delusional. We will not give it to you." The old man from the Dragon Manor coldly snorted and said, "Elder Long, you must not agree to them. My Qin Imperial Clan's Qin Yun can expel the soul-poison sacred worm." Long Manor's Long Xiaofeng soul was once invaded by the soul-poison sacred worm, but was easily expelled and killed by Qin Yun. Elder Qin said, "Elder Qin, don't talk big. Qin Yun is sealed in that prison cell and can't come out. If you want to get him out, you must first destroy the immortal King Ancient City and then have many powerful immortal emperors join hands to break that spirit formation. That will take a lot of time." The old man from the Chu Imperial Clan laughed loudly and said, Elder Qin sneered and said, "Qin Yun has already broken the seal. He is in the immortal King Ancient City. You bastards! You framed Qin Yun and wanted to seal him because you wanted to prevent him from expelling the soul-poison sacred worm, right?" At this moment, a handsome youth wearing flaming clothes, his long hair is burning with red flames. He said with a faint smile, "Qin Yun has been sealed by our Sun Spirit race's 10 Heavens Great Array. It is impossible for an immortal king to break it. Furthermore, There are several hundred sacred royal insects in his prison cell. Princess Anya and Elder Qin both know about this matter. They have also seen the sacred royal insects captured by Qin Yun, so they are very calm. However, others are not like that. All of them are dumbstruck. Their faces are filled with shock. The immortal emperors from the imperial clans and dark royal clans all know how powerful the sacred royal insects are. They all feel that Qin Yun is done for. Several old men from the Dragon Manor took out the soul-protecting immortal talismans that Qin Yun sold to them. Qin Yun has already come out. These are the soul-protecting immortal talismans he refined. They can completely restrain the sacred royal insects. An immortal king from the Dragon Manor shouted, "Ha ha ha! Truly ridiculous. Completely restrain the sacred royal insects? Even the experts of the Divine Desolate and Sacred Desolate could not do it. How could a dog fart like Qin Yun do it?" The young man from the Sun Spirit clan laughed loudly. The people from the Chu Imperial clan also laughed loudly. Don't place your hopes on Qin Yun. Quickly hand over the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. If you're too late, your Dragon Manor's dragon warriors will be turned into sacred royal insects. The old man from the Chu Imperial clan said with a smile. Qin Yun and the immortal King City Master suddenly landed. Elder Qin shouted, "Qin Yun is here, everyone protect him." Sure enough, Qin Yun landed. The immortal emperors from the imperial clans immediately gathered their power to protect him. The people from the Chu Imperial clan and the Sun Spirit clan were all shocked to see Qin Yun. What bullshit 10 heavenly origin formation. That lousy thing can't even trap a dog. Yet you want to trap me? Qin Yun smiled lightly. Stinky bugs of the Sun Spirit clan. Are you all very happy that I'm out? Qin Yun, Those immortal kings from the Chu Imperial clan had personally seen Qin Yun enter the prison cell. Princess Anya asked, "Qin Yun, have you made an immortal talisman to expel the sacred soul poison insects?" Qin Yun took out several talismans and said, "I spent a great deal of effort to make these soul-driving immortal talismans." He took out 6 talismans and gave one to Princess Anya, one to the 4 great elders of the Imperial clan, and one to the Dragon Manor's Elder Long. These are free of charge. Take them and give them a try. One talisman can be used about 20 times. Qin Yun said with a smile, "If you think it's effective, come and buy it from me." The Imperial clan's elders all called out the people who were poisoned to test them on the spot. The young man leading the Sun Spirit clan said coldly, "Don't believe his nonsense. A mere lousy talisman can expel the sacred soul poison insects. Even if it's effective, it will only be temporary. Our sacred soul poison insects cannot be expelled. You should be the Sun Spirit clan's big boss, Stinky Bug, right?" Qin Yun said. "Qin Yun, you're courting death. This is the Sun Spirit clan's Prince Junhun." The Chu Imperial clan's immortal emperor angrily shouted at Qin Yun, "Quickly apologize to Prince Junhun. Otherwise, once our imperial clans arrive, we will definitely make you die a miserable death." Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, "A stinky bug is a stinky bug. How could he be a prince? You stinky bugs that poison others. The ones who should be killed are you. Qin Yun, you will die a miserable death." Prince Junhun coldly looked at Qin Yun and said with a deep voice, "I will make your soul suffer countless kinds of pain." Qin Yun shook his head and said with a smile, "People often say these kinds of words to me, and most of the people who say these kinds of words to me are already dead." At this moment, more than 10 poison Imperial clan's disciples were called out. Once they came out, the Sun Spirit clan's people immediately controlled the sacred soul poison insects to attack them, causing them to scream in pain. Quickly, Qin Yun anxiously shouted. Elder Qin immediately took out the talisman and stuck it on the head of a painfully screaming middle-aged man. Then, he activated the talisman. Not long after, that middle-aged man's soul's pain disappeared. As for the other Imperial clan's disciples, including the dragon warriors who were poisoned by the sacred soul poison insects, the sacred soul poison insects were immediately killed by the talisman. The effect is very clear. This caused the Imperial clan's elders to be extremely happy. Sun Spirit Clan and Chu Imperial Clan's people are gnashing their teeth. Their faces are filled with anger. I already said that my talisman is very effective, Qin Yun said with a smile. It's just dealing with some stinky bugs. It's not difficult for me. Prince Jun Hun yelled. Imperial Clan, Dark Royal Clan. Listen carefully. Qin Yun's talisman is only effective temporarily. It cannot completely exterminate our Sun Spirit Clan's sacred soul poison insects. Sacred soul poison insects have very strong regenerative power. Only we can completely exterminate them. If you believe is nonsense, the gains will not make up for the losses. Brat Qin, is this true? Elder Xiao said in low voice. If we can't completely exterminate them, they will indeed leave behind a great hidden danger. The other elders are also very worried because they don't know anything about the sacred soul poison insects. Chu Imperial Clan's elder said with smile, Long Zhuang, you should obediently hand over the nine-dragon heavenly origin formation. Prince Junhun will completely exterminate the sacred soul poison insects for you. Qin Yun suddenly took out a soul-sealing pearl. A sacred emperor insect is sealed inside. He wants to demonstrate how to completely exterminate the sacred emperor insect. Seeing the soul-sealing pearl, Prince Junhun's aura suddenly became extremely dreadful. The other Sun Spirit Clan's people also have faces filled with anger. It seems like they're going to fight. Because there are several hundred sacred emperor insects sealed inside Qin Yun's soul-sealing pearl. Seeing their reaction, Qin Yun realized that these sacred emperor insects are very important to them. Chapter 1734. The Imperial Clan's trust Qin Yun was certain that the royal sacred insect in his hand was very important to the handsome soul prince. Otherwise, the Sun Spirit Clan would not have such a reaction. Why are you all so nervous? The royal sacred insect in my hand was used to deal with me. Now that it's been captured by me, what else do you have to say? Qin Yun said with a smile. Qin Yun, hand over the royal sacred insect. The handsome soul prince shouted angrily. Imperial Clan, if you protect Qin Yun, then wait for our Sun Spirit Clan's retaliation. Elder Long's face was filled with anger as he said with a deep voice, Sun Spirit Clan, don't you be too arrogant. It was clearly you who poisoned us, yet you still dare to act so arrogantly. The Imperial Clan was also suppressing a bellyful of anger. Many of their outstanding disciples had been poisoned by the Sun Spirit Clan and were nearly controlled by them. Right now, they were only willing to negotiate with the Sun Spirit Clan because they had no other choice. However, the Sun Spirit Clan was very overbearing. Not only did they not admit their mistake, they even felt that demanding the royal clan was a matter of course. Now, the Sun Spirit race was forcing the Imperial clans to abandon protecting Qin Yun and kill Qin Yun, who had the method to expel poison. How could the Imperial clans not be angry? You must understand how powerful the Sun Spirit clan is. Our Imperial clan has been sealed for many years and has completely declined. We are no longer the powerful Imperial clan from back then. An old man from the Chu Imperial clan said, quickly, submit to the Sun Spirit clan. They are a powerful clan from within the sun. They are much stronger than us. Bullshit, Elder Long said angrily. The handsome soul prince gnashed his teeth furiously as he looked at Qin Yun and shouted, Qin Yun, quickly release my royal sacred insect. Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, you all used that 10 heavens great formation to seal me and even mixed royal sacred insects into it. Could it be that you wanted to control me and obtain my son's soul? You went for wool and came home shorn, huh? There are actually people willing to submit to fools like the Sun Spirit clan. It must be said that the Chu Imperial clan is truly stupid. The elders from the Imperial clan felt very satisfied after hearing Qin Yun curse at the Chu Imperial clan and seeing him capture the royal sacred insect. As for the Chu Imperial clan and the Sun Spirit clan, they were incomparably furious. They were surging with killing intent. Qin Yun said, elders, quickly surround them and capture them all. These fellows poisoned our imperial clan's outstanding disciples in order to control us. From this, one can see their intentions. It's only because they don't have full control over the imperial family that they came here to negotiate and take away the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. After the handsome soul prince calmed down, he laughed and said, "Qingyun, do you really think your little trick can kill the soul poison saint insect? You are too naive. Only you really think you can kill it. You don't know anything about the soul poison saint insects. So how can you be sure that they have been completely killed?" "Why can't I be sure?" Qingyun said with sneer. "I was once invaded by the soul poison sacred insect, but now I am completely fine. There's also Xiaofeng. She was poisoned by your soul poison saint bug, but isn't she fine now?" "Humph, that's because you're ignorant. Let Long Xiaofeng come out. I will show you on the spot and resurrect the soul poison saint bug in her soul." The handsome soul prince said, "Imperial clan elders, it's best if you don't trust Qingyun too much. If this guy can't completely kill the soul poison saint bug and you become enemies with our sun spirit race, then you will suffer in the future." Elder Qin said, "Sun spirit race, you poisoned us and wanted to control our imperial clan. You have been our enemy for a long time." The handsome soul prince said with confident smile, "All right then, believe Qingyun. You will be miserable in the future, ha ha ha." Qingyun said, "Let Xiaofeng come out. Let's see what kind of trick he can play." Elder Long nodded and sent people to call Long Xiaofeng out. Not long after, Long Xiaofeng came out. Xiao Yuelon, who was wearing a mask, came out together with her. Xiao Yuelon is not surprised to see Qingyun here. She knew that Qingyun would come out. "Xiaofeng is out." Qingyun looked at the handsome soul prince and said, "Please begin your performance." The handsome soul prince took out a pearl and frowned. The pearl suddenly released a very strong golden light. A ray of light suddenly shot towards Long Xiaofeng and Xiao Yuelon. Qingyun let out a cold shout when he saw this. He spread his 5 fingers and released a very strong nether moon mental power to grab the golden light. It is actually a thumb-thick golden insect. After the golden insect was grabbed by Qingyun, it suddenly scattered and quickly returned to the handsome soul prince's hand. Everyone had seen the scene just now. The handsome soul prince actually poisoned Long Xiaofeng in front of Elder Long Zhuang and Elder Long. Moreover, the Emperor Saint Bug he released is very big. Everyone is secretly amazed at Qingyun's power. He can actually quickly grab such a big Emperor Saint Bug at such a critical moment. The bigger the Emperor Saint Bug, the stronger it is. Moreover, it is formed from very strong soul power. If it was an immortal emperor who was not strong enough, they would have definitely been hit. Xiao Yuelon's killing intent surged. She said with cold voice, "Sun spirit race's bastards, I will kill you all." Elder Long's anger also soared. He released his dreadful dragon power and enveloped the people from the Sun Spirit race and Chu Imperial clan. Qingyun looked at the handsome soul prince and said, "What else do you have to say? You're simply unable to resurrect the soul poison sacred bugs. I can completely exterminate them. You just want the seniors to not believe me." An old man from the Chu Imperial clan shouted, "Elder Long, are you all idiots? Many experts of the Divine Desolate have their souls invaded by the soul poison sacred bugs. Even the experts of the Divine Desolate are unable to expel the soul poison sacred bugs. Yet this brat Qingyun is able to do it. Do you truly believe that he is so powerful?" The immortal emperors of the Sun Spirit race are also releasing very strong power to resist the dragon race. The handsome soul prince is still fearless and said, "That's right. Qingyun is not even an immortal emperor, yet he is able to do what even the experts of the Divine Desolate cannot do. Only you idiots believe him." Suddenly, Qingyun took out a sacred royal insect from the soul sealing pearl. After the sacred royal insect appeared, it immediately ran back. Qingyun immediately took out a soul-driving immortal talisman. He activated the soul-driving immortal talisman and released a white power that landed on the sacred royal insect. Ho! The white power released by the soul-driving immortal talisman turned into a light wind and enveloped the sacred royal insect. The sacred emperor insects, which looked like golden threads, suddenly disappeared without a trace after being blown by the white breeze. Also at this time, the handsome soul prince's brows twitched, his expression slightly changed. Earlier, he seemed to be enduring pain, and now he is pretending to be calm. When everyone saw the sacred royal insect being exterminated by Qin Yun's talisman, they all cried out in alarm. The power of the soul protecting immortal talisman is truly capable of exterminating the sacred royal insect. Did you all see that? That stinky insect has been exterminated by my immortal talisman, Qin Yun said with sneer. Sun Spirit race people saw Qin Yun exterminate a sacred royal insect. They all became very angry and glared at Qin Yun. Xiao Yuan sent sound transmission to Qin Yun and said, Xiao Yun, after you exterminated that sacred royal insect, that prince seems to be in a bit of pain, but he endured the pain and did not show it. After hearing this, Qin Yun also thought of something. That sacred royal insect must have been created by a Sun Spirit race royal family member. It is very likely that it was separated from his own soul. Ling Yun said, Xiao Yun, the handsome soul prince released a large number of sacred royal insects to deal with you. He must want to seize your soul and body so that he can obtain your sun soul. This guy is too confident. He did not expect you to be able to restrain so many sacred royal insects. Indeed, it seems like he suffered a great loss. Qin Yun laughed in his heart. I have many of his souls in my hands. No wonder he and those Sun Spirit race people are so nervous. The handsome soul prince is indeed very anxious. He hastily said, Emperor race, dark royal race, I know you are very angry about the sacred royal insects. However, that was our unintentional action. Some sacred royal insects are not easy to control. The big shots of the Emperor race and Dark Royal race are suddenly startled because they can see that the handsome Soul Prince seems to be afraid of something. Handsome Soul Prince, what do you want to say? Elder Long asked. I can help you expel the sacred royal insects without any reward, as long as Qin Yun returns the sacred royal insects to me. The handsome Soul Prince said. Qin Yun is even more certain that the hundreds of sacred royal insects in his hands are the souls of the handsome Soul Prince. This caused flowers to bloom in his heart. The handsome Soul Prince said again, I also have some understanding of Qin Yun. This person only cares about profit. Although he is a member of the Emperor race, with his nature, he will definitely take advantage of this opportunity to open his mouth like a lion and demand a large amount of reward from you. One Emperor Origin Heavenly Pill, one talisman. One talisman can save 20 people. This is not expensive, right? Qin Yun said. How is it not expensive? A guy like you is just looting a burning house. The handsome Soul Prince said with sneer. The ones who poison me are you stinking bugs, yet you still have the nerve to criticize me. Qin Yun snorted. The handsome Soul Prince said, I said it before, the spread of the sacred royal insects is our fault. We did not do it on purpose. Oh, you had the Chu Imperial clan spread poison everywhere in the Emperor race sacred palace. You truly did not do it on purpose? Do you think the elders of the Emperor race are fools? Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, Just now, you all wanted the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. An old man from the Dragon Manor said in low voice, Elder, we should let the Sun Spirit race expel the poison. The sacred royal insects were created by them. They can expel them relatively cleanly. Only a few people from the Emperor race agreed to let the Sun Spirit race expel the poison. Elder Qin said with a cold smile, These few brothers, have you all lived all these years in vain? The Sun Spirit race controlled the Chu Imperial clan and had them poison the Dragon Manor so that they could control the core of our Emperor race. You all actually believe the nonsense of the Sun Spirit race. Chapter 1735. Chapter 1735. Killing Stinky Insect Xiao. Imperial Race's Elder Xiao also believes in Qin Yun. He repeatedly nodded and said, I believe in Brat Qin's character. Elder Yuan looked at the handsome Soul Prince with sneer and said, Sun Spirit race people are so determined to seal Brat Sheen and even use hundreds of Emperor-grade saint insects on him. Their goal is very clear. Sheen Brat can resist hundreds of Emperor-grade saint insects. Isn't this enough to show that he can restrain them? Elder Chi said again, that stinky insect prince wants the Emperor-grade saint insects in Sheen Brat's hands. It is very clear that they are his lifeline. Ha ha ha. The handsome soul prince gritted his teeth. His eyes are completely red. Xiao Yuelon said in cold voice, the ones who attacked our imperial race are Sun Spirit race. Do you think they will be kind enough to help us detoxify? After they failed to take control of the imperial race, they want to obtain the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. They never had good intentions. They wanted to poison me just now. Everyone should have seen how big that soul poison saint insect is, right? Long Xiaofeng also furiously said. Elder Long's fierce old face is filled with anger as he shouted, we will never cooperate with those Sun Spirit race stinky insects. We will never yield to them. Whoever proposes to accept the Sun Spirit race detoxify will be kicked out of the imperial race. Our imperial race suffered a disastrous disaster. Dragon Manor's dragon warriors are suffering so much that they wish they were dead. Yet these bastards from Sun Spirit race want to take advantage of this situation to extort the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. They have such evil intentions. We can never trust them. The handsome soul prince's expression is unsightly. He looked at the Dark Royal race and yelled, Dark Royal race, don't tell me you want to buy Qin Yun's talisman? You and the imperial race are enemies. Did you forget that Qin Yun killed 2 of your Xiaoyangs? The elders of the Dark Race royal family were also discussing. Princess Agnes said in low voice, elders don't agree with this handsome soul prince. This person cannot be trusted. Don't tell me we should trust Qin Yun who killed 2 of your Xiaoyangs? The handsome soul prince saw that the Dark Royal race elders are wavering and laughed loudly. Qin Yun suddenly took out a few royal sacred insects and used the soul-protecting immortal talisman to release talisman power to exterminate them. The handsome soul prince suddenly screamed. Seeing this scene, everyone was slightly shocked. The death of those Emperor-class insects actually caused the handsome soul prince so much pain. On the Emperor clan's side, a large group of people all cheered, feeling incomparably delighted. Qin Yun said with a smile, what bullshit Sun Spirit race. You even call yourself a prince? What an idiot. After saying that, he took out another sacred emperor insect to kill. The handsome soul prince screamed again. Qin Yun, stop. An elder of the Sun Spirit race shouted angrily, my Sun Spirit race is one of the strongest races in the 9 suns. You will regret offending a disciple of our imperial family. Qin Yun said with a smile, the 9 suns are about to be finished. You are just a bunch of stray dogs that escaped from the 9 suns to the 9 desolate. What's there to be arrogant about? As he spoke, he killed a few more sacred emperor insects. The handsome soul prince rolled on the ground in pain. His handsome face was contorted in pain. Serve them right. Our clansmen were tortured by them with the soul poison, saint insects. Elder Qi laughed loudly and said, Brat Sheen, take your time. We want to see how this stinky insect prince is tortured. You will all die. The handsome soul prince roared in deep voice. But then he immediately screamed again, because Qin Yun killed another 2 sacred emperor insects. Qin Yun said with smile, the ones who will die are you bastards. The Chu Imperial clan betrayed the Emperor clan and almost caused the Emperor clan to be controlled by the Sun Spirit race. Your Sun Spirit race is the main culprit. You are all finished. At this time, more and more powerful immortal emperors came out from the Emperor clans. Qin Yun took out many soul-protecting immortal talismans and handed them to the immortal emperors. He shouted, put these soul-protecting immortal talismans in your pockets, and you won't be afraid of those stinky insects. Seniors, don't let those Sun Spirit race stinky insects escape. Surround them and kill them. Exterminate those scourges of the immortal desolate and spread the might of our Emperor clan. Everyone, rest assured, as long as you are a disciple of the Emperor clan, I, Qin Yun, will help you expel the soul poison sacred insects for free. I don't want a single D origin heavenly pill. Qin Yun felt that even if he sold the talismans, he would at most earn a few dozen D origin heavenly pills from the Emperor clans. It would be better if he did it for free. At that time, the elders of the various clans would definitely gift him some D origin heavenly pills to express their gratitude. This way, not only would he gain fame, he would also gain profit. Within the Emperor clans, his reputation would also greatly increase. They would say that he is a loyal and affectionate person. In the future, he plans to stay in the Emperor clans for a period of time. Creating a good reputation is not bad for him. Kill. Elder Long exploded with a roar. He has long since had enough of the Sun Spirit race. At this moment, he is holding back a lot of anger. The powerful immortal Emperor Dragon Warriors of the Dragon Manor are also the same. After obtaining the soul-protecting immortal talismans, they attacked with ease. Although there are only a few dozen Imperial Dragon Warriors, their aura is incomparably terrifying, as if they could destroy heaven and earth. The several thousand Shu Imperial clan people understand the Imperial Dragon Warriors very well. When they saw the several dozen Imperial Dragon Warriors charging over with vast aura, they immediately scattered in all directions. They're simply unable to withstand a single blow. There are also a dozen or so immortal emperors among the Sun Spirit race's old men. Their attacks also shot out rays of light. Those rays of light contain very strong mental attacks, as well as soul power. They also contain very strong soul poison sacred insects. The Imperial Dragon Warriors they're fighting all have soul-protecting immortal talismans on them. When the attacks of the Sun Spirit race's immortal emperors landed on them, it was as if they were blown away by a gale. They did not cause any damage at all. Smelly insects die. An Imperial Dragon Warrior met the attacks of several soul-poisoned sacred insects head-on. After rushing over, he furiously slashed down with his war saber and killed a Sun Spirit race old man. When everyone saw this scene, they became even more convinced that Qin Yun's talismans were powerful. They were actually able to block such a large amount of soul-poisoned sacred insects. And Qin Yun is slowly killing the insects, killing the royal-level sacred insects in his hands. The handsome Soul Prince is being protected by several old men. He is screaming miserably again and again. With the death of one royal-level sacred insect, the handsome Soul Prince feels as if a trace of his soul has been extracted by someone. This kind of pain is like a piece of flesh being cut off from his body. Qin Yun is killing them one by one. It is as if he is slowly cutting off the flesh of the handsome Soul Prince. The battle is extremely intense. All kinds of sound waves burst out. However, the handsome Soul Prince's miserable screams are especially sharp. Everyone is now paying attention to the handsome Soul Prince's painful appearance, because in everyone's opinion, it is very delightful, very refreshing. After all, they all hate the people who planted the soul-poison sacred insects. All the clansmen of the various races have suffered. They have also seen the miserable screams of their clansmen. And this handsome Soul Prince is one of the main culprits. Elder Qin said with smile, "This smelly insect prince just said that Brat Qin will die a horrible death, that he will make Brat Qin suffer the pain of his soul. I didn't expect that not long after, the smelly insect prince would experience it himself." Qin Yun chuckled and said, "Most of the people who say such things to me end up like this. I've seen many of them." The elders of the Imperial race and the elders of the Dark Royal race are all amazed by Qin Yun's ability. One must know that before, they truly plan to lower their stance and negotiate with the Sun Spirit race, because detoxification is the most urgent matter. Since Qin Yun can expel the Sun Spirit poison, they don't need to be afraid of the Sun Spirit race and can directly start killing. The Dark Royal race is only watching from the side. They do not plan to attack. If they attack and kill the Sun Spirit race, they will definitely be remembered by the Sun Spirit race in the future. Princess Anya has no choice but to submit to Qin Yun. She's also urging the elders to give the order to quickly attack. However, Those elders all refused with the reason that their strength is not enough. This is the territory of the imperial race. With the strength of the imperial race, it is enough to exterminate the Chu imperial clan and the Sun Spirit race. Roar! Suddenly, a burst of roar came from the dense golden fog in the sky. The dragon-transforming smelly insect is here. Qin Yun shouted in alarm. The imperial dragon warriors with soul-protecting immortal talisman can come out. Everyone else, quickly retreat into the divine palace. Brat Qin, what is coming? Elder Xiao said in shock. Qin Yun said anxiously, after the soul-poisoned sacred insect invades the soul, it will control a large number of people to find the mother insect. The mother insect will eat those poisoned people and continuously become stronger. Finally, it will transform into a very ugly dragon. In short, the people poisoned by the soul-poisoned sacred insect will either be controlled by the mother insect or become food. The strong will become the tool, the weak will become the food. Qin Yin knows a lot about the soul-poisoned sacred insect. This made the imperial race elders feel a lot more at ease. What he knows is what he heard from the evil god. Roar and roar continuously came from the sky. Qin Yun took out the 9 Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon, poured in his formidable absolute yang power, and aimed at the handsome Soul Prince. Boom! After the handsome Soul Prince was hit, his body was penetrated by the formidable absolute yang power. As he screamed, his body turned into fog, and the 200 to 300 Emperor-level sacred insects inside Qin Yun's soul-sealing pearl also disappeared. Prince, an old man from the Sun Spirit race, furiously roared. Qin Yun killed the handsome Soul Prince, and it looks like he did it very easily. One must know that the cultivation of the handsome Soul Prince is not low. He is an immortal emperor. Qin Yun is ecstatic in his heart. He feels that his absolute yang power can completely restrain the Sun Spirit race. The Sun Spirit race is a life form of pure yang and Xiao Yun. You cultivate nether sun, it can restrain pure yang. Ha ha! Ling Yun laughed and said, in front of the Sun Spirit race, we are invincible. Qin Yun laughed mischievously, then pulled Xiao Yuelon and Long Xiaofeng into the imperial race divine palace. Princess Anya also followed behind him. Xiao Yun, come with me to the Dragon Manor. I will take you to help the dragon warriors detoxify. Long Xiaofeng said. Qin Yun took out a few soul-expelling immortal talismans and handed them to Xiao Yuelon. He said, Yuelon, go find Yin Ying and Little Male Yin and let them expel the poison from our people. If it's not enough, I'll make more later. All right. Xiao Yuelon took the soul-expelling immortal talismans from Qin Yun's hand and rushed toward Xiao Manor. Qin Yun followed Long Xiaofeng to the Dragon Manor. Princess Anya followed behind them without saying a word. They are finally going to enter the Dragon Manor. Qin Yun thought that he would have to fight the Emperor Dragon list to enter, but now he doesn't need to. Chapter 1736. Imperial clans savior most of the poison ones are the dragon warriors of the Dragon Manor. Furthermore, the soul-poison sacred insects are very strong. After all, the Dragon Manor is the core of the Imperial clan. As long as they capture the Dragon Manor, the Imperial clan will be finished. The Chu Imperial clan is also targeting the Dragon Manor. They won't waste their energy on the other clans and focus on the Dragon Manor. That's why the Dragon Manor's Elder Long is very angry. He is currently massacring the Chu Imperial clan and the Sun Spirit clan. Qin Yun followed Long Xiaofeng and quickly rushed towards the Dragon Manor. The Dragon Manor is very big. It is not surrounded by high walls. There are many huge dragon-carved pillars surrounding the Dragon Manor. Those dragon-carved pillars are formation pillars. Qin Yun can see the runes on the dragon-carved pillars from the distance. They're all dragon transformation runes. What disappointed him is that he did not see any dragon heavenly rune. Dragon heavenly rune is the key to setting up the 9 dragons heavenly origin formation. Qin Yun also plans to find a way to obtain a complete dragon heavenly rune in the Dragon Manor. The gate of the Dragon Manor is currently very tightly guarded. After Qin Yun arrived with Long Xiaofeng, he was interrogated and waited for Elder Long's message to arrive before they could enter. The Dragon Manor is truly worthy of being the core of the Imperial clan. The inscription masters in the Dragon Manor made a kind of mirror. When a mirror shines on a person's head, they can see whether or not they are infected by the soul-poisoned sacred insects. If you were infected with the soul-poisoned saintworm, you wouldn't be able to enter the Dragon Manor. Qin Yun, Long Xiaofeng, and Princess Anya are not infected, so they can enter smoothly. The other clans of the Imperial clan also use the tools refined by the Dragon Manor to detect whether or not their clan members are infected. If they are infected, they will be isolated. If they are not isolated and wait for the soul-poisoned sacred insect to grow inside a person's body, they will spread the soul-poisoned sacred insects and infect a large number of people. They are very vicious. There are immortal dragons and half-dragons infected by the soul-poisoned sacred insects in the Dragon Manor. Long Xiaofeng said, half-dragons have Imperial dragon bloodline inside their body. Long Xiaofeng is a half-dragon, and Princess Anya also has dragon bloodline inside her body. Logically speaking, she is also a half-dragon. Qin Yun nodded and said, if an immortal dragon is infected by the soul poison, I can also expel it. He looked at Princess Anya behind him and said with a smile, Princess Anya, aren't you kept as a hostage in Dragon Manor? You look very free, not like a hostage at all. I have signed a soul contract with the elders of the Imperial Dragon race. I have a certain range of movement, so I won't run away. Princess Dark Knight snorted. I say, why are you always wearing a mask? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, take it off. Isn't your first wife the same? Princess Anya said, that's because she is so beautiful. Wearing a mask can reduce a lot of trouble. Qin Yun said with a smile, I'm wearing a mask because I'm too good-looking. You don't know that I've been wearing a mask for many years. Even many elders of the Dark Royal family have never seen my face. Princess Anya said coldly, no matter how pretty you are, you're not as pretty as Xiaofeng. She is not wearing a mask. Qin Yun said with mischievous smile, you don't even have eyes when wearing a mask. Don't tell me you don't have a face. Princess Anya snorted. Xiaofeng is indeed very beautiful, but I am definitely not worse than her. I don't take off my mask because no one is worthy of seeing my peerless beauty. Qin Yun extended his hand to take off Princess Anya's mask, but she dodged. If you act recklessly again, believe it or not, I will break your hand. Princess Anya delicately shouted. Xiao Yun, let's go. Long Xiaofeng pulled Qin Yun and quickly walked forward. She said, all the Poison Clan members are on a very large battle stage in front of us. Princess Anya also urged, Qin Yun, what time is it? Why are you still being so improper? Qin Yun said with a smile, what are you afraid of? I can get rid of those soul-poisoned sacred insects anyways. Not long after, they arrived at the side of the Dragon Manor's battle stage. There are many powerful old men here. They are all old immortal dragons in human form. They are here to take care of and comfort the poisoned youngsters. Several hundred young Dragon Manor geniuses have been poisoned. They are the initial targets of the Chu Imperial clan. If Dragon Manor doesn't know about the poison, then after a period of time, those old dragons will also be infected and the Sun Spirit race will be able to control the entire Dragon Manor. The young geniuses on the battle stage are all very calm. The soul-poison sacred insects have not been activated. After Qin Yun arrived, a handsome youth suddenly shouted from within the sealed battle stage, Brother Qin. Brother Qin, quickly save me, I'm going to die. Qin Yun feels that the person who shouted is very familiar. After he looked over, he saw that it is a handsome youth with 2 strokes of beard. This immediately evoked his memory. Long Yutsong? Qin Yun said in amazement. He met a friend in the Dragon King Manor. He also met Xian Rujing at that time. At that time, Qin Yun used the name Long Yuqian to impersonate Long Yutsong's younger brother. Brother Qin, you still recognize me. Very good, very good. Long Yutsong is separated by the barrier. He has a very excited appearance. Quickly save me. I know you are very capable. At this time, another youth crawled over while shouting, Brother Qin. Brother Qin, you are finally here. Do you still remember me? Long Baoxing. Of course I remember you. You even gave me several tens of thousands of sacred Xian silver crystals. Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. You help me get rid of those damn bugs. I will give you several tens of thousands. Long Baoxing yelled. You helped Princess Xiaofeng get rid of the soul-poison sacred insects. I know you can do it. The immortal dragon and half-dragon on the battle stage heard Long Baoxing's words. They immediately stood up and looked at Qin Yun with pleasantly surprised expression. Big brother Qin, from now on you are my big brother. A youth suddenly ran over and yelled, Big brother, do you still remember me? You saved me in the forest. I am the captain of Dragon Race. You killed a dragon tiger and many dark dragon warriors. I remember, Qin Yun said with smile. Long Baoxing yelled, Big brother, I am not a woman. Will you not save me? Don't worry, after you save me, I will find someone to turn me into a woman and serve you forever. Qin Yun is startled. Long Xiaofeng lowered her head and lightly laughed a few times. Enough, enough, don't disgust me. I promised your elder that I would save you. Qin Yun is very speechless and said, Don't be anxious. Line up properly and come one by one. Qin Yun looked all around. He did not see Scarlet Sundragon Mother, but he knows that she is still inside the Dragon Manor. After the youngsters lined up properly, the old dragon outside opened a gate and let them come out one by one. Qin Yun is only holding a talisman for show. He is actually directly releasing Nether Sun and Nether Moon's power to drive out those soul-poison sacred insects. After driving out those soul-poison sacred insects, the dragon warriors will be tested again to see if they are completely detoxified or not. Seeing that Qin Yun was able to easily expel the soul-poison sacred insects with a single talisman, many of the older and younger generations of the Dragon Manor were secretly shocked and filled with admiration. Many people praised Qin Yun as the savior of the imperial clan. Long Baoxing and Long Yucong are standing beside Qin Yun while grinning. Many old dragons of the Dragon Manor did not want Qin Yun and Long Xiaofeng to get too close. But now they don't dare to say anything. If not for Qin Yun this time, their Dragon Manor would have been exterminated. So seeing Long Xiaofeng beside Qin Yun, they don't have any objection. On the contrary, they feel that Qin Yun is a lot more pleasing to the eye. Very soon, Qin Yun helped several hundred young dragon warriors drive out all the soul-poison sacred insects. They're all very grateful to Qin Yun. Qin Yun contacted Xiao Yuelan and found out that there are still some people from other clans who have not been detoxified. He immediately rushed over with Long Xiaofeng. The battle outside the Emperor Race Divine Palace's gate also gradually weakened a lot. Chu Imperial Clan has been completely defeated. Majority of their older generation have been killed, and the Sun Spirit race has been completely exterminated. Although there are many soul-poisoned sacred insects in the sky, after Immortal Desolate, Sacred Master, and Nether Sex reinforcements arrived, they joined hands with the Emperor race and quickly killed them. Many people from the various major powers have been harmed by the soul-poison sacred insects. After they found out that Qin Yun can drive out the poison, they immediately brought people and rushed over. Qin Yun ran around the Emperor Race Divine Palace and helped all the poisoned Emperor Race disciples expel the poison. After being busy for more than half a day, he is very tired and decided to rest in Qin Manor. Xiao Yuelan accompanied him to rest in a small wooden building in Qin Manor, eating delicious snacks made by Xiao Yingying. Qin Fan arrived with Princess Anya. Princess Anya saw that Qin Yun can detoxify the dragon warriors of Dragon Manor, so she went outside to find the Dark Royal Race's elders. Qin Yun saw that she came over and thought that she might be here to buy the soul-driving immortal talisman. He asked, Princess Anya, are you here to buy the soul-driving immortal talisman? No, our Dark Royal Race's elders don't plan to buy the soul-driving immortal talisman from you. Princess Anya said, Oh, Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. Then what are you doing here? Xiao Yuelan said, Could it be that you are here to seduce my family's young husband? Welcome, welcome. Princess Anya lightly groaned and said, I came to tell him that the Dark Royal Race wants to join hands with the Sun Spirit Race. Be careful. Qin Yun's expression slightly changed. He said with a frown, "Why would your dark royal race's elders want to join hands with the Sun Spirit race?" The members of the Sun Spirit race's royal family signed a contract with the dark royal race. They will never poison anyone from the dark royal race, and will also help expel the poison. The reason why the Sun Spirit race did this is to make the dark royal race promise not to join hands with the imperial race. Princess Anya said. Qin Yun nodded and said, "If the imperial race and the dark royal race join hands, the Sun Spirit race will have no place to live in the immortal desolate. It could be considered a wise move. Therefore, the dark royal race will not buy your soul-protecting immortal talisman and soul-driving immortal talisman." Princess Anya said. "It doesn't matter." Qin Yun said. "Let me tell you another piece of news. Dragon Manor doesn't have the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. You must have sneaked into Dragon Manor for the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation." After Princess Anya finished speaking, she walked out of the small wooden building. Qin Yun is very surprised. Dragon Manor doesn't have the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Princess Anya, wait. Qin Yun immediately stopped her and asked, "Speak clearly." Chapter 1737. Dark Nights Past. Qin Yun is indeed rather disappointed, but he did not enter the Dragon Manor just for the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. To him, the most important thing is to find Dragon Lady and complete the floating cloud heavenly seal. Princess Dark Knight, you are willing to stay in Dragon Manor as a hostage. Is it because of the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation? Xiao Yuan asked. Of course, otherwise I wouldn't even bother to enter Dragon Manor. Princess Dark Knight said, "Right now, I'm just busy for nothing. The Imperial Dragon Clan's trash did not protect the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation at all." Qin Yun said with a frown, "The Imperial Dragon Clan did not protect the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation well and lost it. Then they seem to brag about it often." Princess Dark Knight coldly snorted and said, "They are just bluffing. Our dark royal race was really deceived by them." Xiao Yuan looked outside and said in a low voice, "Do the other clans of the imperial race know about this?" "I don't know. I won't speak carelessly. I'm just telling you. If you leak this matter, it's your problem." Princess Dark Knight said. If the Chu Imperial Clan had known that the Imperial Dragon Clan did not have the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation, they might have had other plans. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuan could tell that Princess Yi was extremely disappointed. Her tone of voice revealed a very disappointed tone, and she looked very weak. "Princess Dark Knight, how do you feel now?" Xiao Yuan asked. "What did I feel? Of course I am extremely disappointed, and I still have to stay in this damn place for many years, humph." Princess Dark Knight said in a very bad mood. "It's fine, even without the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. My little husband is still here. With him as your goal, won't it be fine if you chase after him?" Xiao Yuan said with a charming smile. Are you really his first wife?" Princess Dark Knight cursed in low voice. "You woman, you are really sick. What's the use of me chasing after your little husband?" Xiao Yuan said with charming smile. "Don't look down on my little husband. He is a very awesome inscription master. That damn 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. He will definitely be able to create it." "I don't believe it." Princess Yi glanced at Qin Yun and said in a tone filled with contempt, "There are so many inscription masters from the Imperial and Dark Royal clans. Furthermore, they have spent so many years and still failed to create the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. What makes him think that he can do it?" Xiao Yuan said, "Don't forget, Dark Royal race and Imperial race can't deal with that soul-poison sacred insect, but my little husband can. The 9-dragon's heavenly original formation is different from the soul-poison saint worm." Princess Anya snorted. "Take care of yourselves. Goodbye." Princess Yi does not believe that Qin Yun can create the 9-dragon's heavenly origin array. Qin Yun patted Xiao Yuan's butt and said with a smile, "Yuan, why are you so interested in this Dark Knight princess? She is the daughter of the Dark Royal race's clan king. When she was born, she was sealed for some reason. Now that the seal has been broken, she is also the only clan king's child left in the immortal desolate. Xiao Yuelon said, "Don't you find it strange? There is nothing strange about it." Qin Yun said, "Why was she sealed? Moreover, did you notice that she has a special feeling for the imperial race?" Xiao Yuelon gently rubbed Qin Yun's arm and said with a smile, "My guess is that Princess Yi was born from the Dark Royal Race's clan king and Dragon Manor's dragon." Qin Yun is somewhat astonished. He looked at the direction Princess Yi left in. This is impossible." Qin Yun shook his head. "I heard that the Dark Royal Race's clan king and Imperial Race's clan emperor are both half-dragons. And Dragon Manor doesn't seem to be on guard against Princess Yi. I guess Dragon Manor knows about Princess Yi." Xiao Yuelon's beautiful eyes flickered with curiosity. Qin Yun pinched her butt and said with a smile, "Yuelon, you are so gossipy." Xiao Yuelon said with slight anger, "Xiao Yun, there must be a special reason why Princess Yi is looking for the 9 dragons' heavenly origin array. There must be some secret between the Imperial race and the Dark Royal race that is related to the 9 dragons' heavenly origin array. Forget it. Let's rest first and then enter Dragon Manor to take a look." Qin Yun said, "I will bring you into Dragon Manor and quickly find that dragon girl." Xiao Yuelon said with a smile, "Xiao Yun, we haven't been intimate for a long time. I miss you." "I miss you too." Qin Yun laughed mischievously, then picked up Xiao Yuelon and kissed her. He went outside and released the floating cloud pagoda. After the couple entered the floating cloud pagoda, they impatiently began their passionate and sweet world of 2 people. The next morning, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon walked out of the floating cloud pagoda wearing blue and white clothes. A few elders are sitting in the hall of the small building. The 4 great elders and Elder Long have also arrived. The strongest was Elder Long. He could also be considered the great clan elder, but he rarely showed his face. Only during battles would he appear with the powerful Imperial Dragon warriors. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon arrived at the hall and saluted the elders one by one. Then they sat to the side. Elder Long said with a smile, "Brat Qin, you selflessly detoxified the Imperial race disciples. We are very grateful to you." "No problem. We are all on the same side," Qin Yun said with a smile. "I heard you want to enter Dragon Manor, right?" Elder Long asked. Qin Yun nodded. He looked at Xiao Yuelon beside him and asked, "Can I bring Yuelon in?" "Of course you can. My Dragon Manor will give you certain privileges and allow you to bring people in." Elder Long nodded and then took out a small bottle and threw it to Qin Yun. Qin Yun received the small bottle. He knows that there must be Emperor Essence heavenly pills inside and immediately expressed his thanks. 10 Emperor Essence heavenly pills is my thanks to you," Elder Long said with a smile. "Brat, you can earn a lot by selling talismans in the future, so I won't give you too much." Soon after, the 4 great elders also gave Qin Yun 10 Emperor Essence heavenly pills each. Qin Yun is a very awesome inscription master. They're now very sure of this point. In the future, if they need help in this aspect, they can also ask Qin Yun for help. Therefore, giving Qin Yun some Emperor Essence heavenly pills now is not a loss. Qin Yun is very grateful to these elders. "Brat Qin, our Dragon Manor had some misunderstanding with you before. I hope you don't mind," Elder Long said. He is also a very forthright old man. "It's nothing, it's all in the past," Qin Yun said with a smile. "To be honest, Xiaofeng and I are only friends. There's nothing between us. Let nature take its course in matters of the heart," Elder Xiao said with a smile. "This Brat Qin has many beautiful women accompanying him." Elder Xiao is an old granny who has lived for so long. She can naturally see the kind of feelings Xiao Xianqin has for Qin Yun. Qin Yun coughed dryly a few times and changed the topic. He said, "Elder Long, I received news that the Dark Royal race and the Sun Spirit race have joined hands." Speaking of this matter, the elders all slightly nodded their heads. Their expressions also became solemn. It seems like they already knew about this matter. "Did Princess Anya tell you?" Elder Long said. Qin Yun nodded and said, "Yes." "Why would she tell us these things?" Elder Xiao said, "Brat Qin, You don't know Princess Anya's origin. This girl has more than half of imperial race bloodline in her body. So it's like that. Qinyan looked at Xiao Yuelon in shock. Xiao Yuelon's pretty face smiled slightly proudly. This is something she had already guessed before. It could be seen that her intuition is very sharp. Princess Anya is the younger sister of our emperor and the Dark Royal Race's clan king. Elder Long sighed and said, "This Princess Anya still has great affection for the imperial race." Xiao Yuelon said, "Why? I heard that she was sealed since she was young." Elder Long nodded and said, "She is the only one born from the bloodline of the imperial race and the Dark Royal Race. That's why she was sealed." Qinyan said with a frown, "Why did the emperor's younger sister give birth to such a daughter with the Dark Royal Race's clan king?" The Dark Royal Race's clan king successfully swindled the feelings of the emperor's younger sister and brought her back to the Dark Royal Race. Originally, the Dark Royal Race's clan king wanted to kill this special baby girl, but later on, the emperor's younger sister used her life to protect Princess Anya. As for the process, we are not too clear. In short, the emperor's younger sister's death was exchanged for Princess Anya's life. Elder Long said with a sad sigh and continued, "Later on, Princess Anya was also sealed. She only broke the seal recently." Xiao Yuelon said with a frown, "But I still don't understand. Why did you seal Princess Anya? She is both the Dark Royal Race and the Emperor Race's bloodline. She is not welcomed anywhere. Whether it is the Emperor Race or the Dark Royal Race, none of them want her. Neither of them can accept that she has the bloodline of another race." Elder Xiao said, "I understand this, but why did you seal her? Can't you let her live?" Xiao Yuelon is still very curious. Qinyan also seems to have noticed something. Elder Long deliberately avoided the question and did not answer directly. The other elders also seemed to know something. Because there is a prophecy that the person with the bloodline of the Emperor Race and the Dark Royal Race will lead the two races. Elder Long said. Xiao Yuelon said, "Doesn't this involve the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation?" She is looking for the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. Could it be that she wants to become stronger? Elder Long is slightly alarmed and nodded. In order to not let the prophecy come true, you destroyed the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation? Xiao Yuelon said again. The four elders are very shocked and looked at Elder Long. Elder Long sighed helplessly and said with a nod, "Yes, this prophecy is true. All of us are afraid." The four elders' expression greatly changed. They never knew that the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation was gone, and it was destroyed by the Imperial Dragon race themselves. Xiao Yuelon saw that she guessed correctly and felt a sense of accomplishment in her heart. She said again, "Why don't you just kill her?" "We can't kill her," Elder Long said. "Legend has it that Princess Anya's mother used a secret technique to kill herself and formed a very powerful divine curse to protect her daughter. Whoever wants to kill Princess Anya will suffer misfortune." Sigh, motherly love is great. Qinyan sighed. Is the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation really destroyed? Xiao Yuelon still doesn't dare to believe it. Chapter 1738. Chapter 1738. Dragon Lady Elder Qin shook his head and said, "Elder Long, is it really okay for you to destroy the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation? We didn't even know about it. Your clan kings all know. They also participated in the destruction of the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation." Elder Long said, "The four elders have nothing to say now. They can only sigh in regret." Brat Qin, Yuelon, don't go around talking about this. Elder Long warned, "We don't have a Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. It won't have much effect on our imperial race, but it will have a very strong deterrent effect." Qinyan doesn't know much about the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. He only knows that it is very useful to the dragon race. His past life immortal king, Fu Yan, also did a lot of research on the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation. He created a formation that is very close to the true Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation, but it is still a bit lacking. "We won't go around talking about it," Xiao Yuelon said. Princess Anya also knows that the Dragon Manor doesn't have the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. She promised me that she wouldn't tell the Dark Royal race. Elder Long said. Elder Qin said, Brat Qin, if you have time, hurry up and make soul-driving immortal talisman. Several great powers are in urgent need of it. All right, I will immediately make it. Qin nodded and said. He also entrusted the 4 elders to help him purchase powerful talisman papers and then call Xiao Yueme back. Xiao Yueme is still in the immortal King Ancient City. She has also been called back. After obtaining a large amount of talisman papers, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme joined hands and produced several thousand soul-driving immortal talisman in a few days. Then they handed over the talisman to Xiao Hua and asked him to sell it. Qin Yun obtained several dozen Emperor Origin heavenly pills from Holy Sun Ancient City. With enough Emperor Origin heavenly pills, his soul-driving immortal talisman became much cheaper. In order to increase the reputation of the inscription gate, he asked Xiao Hua to arrange for Lu Jiayin and others to help people expel soul-poisoned sacred insects for free. This is mainly to attack the Sun Spirit race. In order to help people expel the soul-poisoned sacred insects faster, Qin Yun specially set up a large array in the square outside the Arch Race Divine Hall's entrance. Entering the array would allow one to expel the soul-poisoned sacred insects quickly. The Great Formation was built by the Inscription Gate. The Emperor race is in charge of it. Qin Yun will pour his absolute yang power into it from time to time. As a result, the reputation of the Inscription Gate and the Imperial clans gradually gained great prestige in the Immortal Desolate. Those who had been poisoned by the soul-poisoned Saint Bug, after being detoxified at the entrance of the Emperor clans, would treat the Emperor clans with the same respect as the God clans. Immortal King Ancient City's Immortal King ranking also recovered. Qin Yun and Long Xiaofeng lost a lot of points to Chu Hai. Now, their points had recovered, and they all had nearly 200 points. In the past 10 days, the points of the people ranked at the top of the Immortal King ranking are getting higher and higher. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon didn't fight much on the Immortal King ranking and gradually fell out of the ranking. After Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon obtain the D-Essence Heavenly Pill, they will be able to enter the Dragon Manor. Therefore, they plan to cultivate in the Dragon Manor's Emperor Blood Pool. They now know the benefits of entering the Dragon Manor, because in the Dragon Manor, they can absorb more energy from the Monarch Mountain. With the help of Mount Monarch's energy, he could quickly refine the DUN Heavenly Pill. If his bloodline was pure enough, he could absorb a large amount of Mount Monarch's energy, making him stronger in all aspects. Because of this, the Dragon Warriors of the Dragon Manor were generally stronger than the other clans. Because of Qin Yun, the Sun Spirit race in the Immortal Desolate didn't succeed. They couldn't use large amount of people to raise saint insects. The Sun Spirit race's strength is that they can use saint insects to devour large amount of people and then produce batches of powerful dragon transformation saint insects. Now, the Sun Spirit race can only use immortal beasts to raise dragon transformation saint insects. However, immortal beasts are very strong. In order to capture immortal beasts, the Sun Spirit race suffered heavy casualties. Qin Yun is inside the Dragon Manor, holding the compass. He is looking for Dragon Lady of the Floating Cloud Heavenly Seal. He tried to contact Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother, but he didn't succeed. He also doesn't know what she is doing. He asked Elder Long. Elder Long only said that Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother is in seclusion cultivation. There are many small mountains in the Dragon Manor. Powerful immortal Emperor Dragon warriors are all in the caves of those small mountains. Late at night, the world is pitch black. The sun storm finally passed. The golden mist enveloped the Immortal Desolate for so many days. Apart from the Sun Spirit race, no one knows what other terrifying things it brought. In short, many people feel that the appearance of the Sun Spirit race is only the beginning of the true storm. Next, there will surely be even more powerful things appearing. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon stealthily entered a small mountain range at night. There is a world inside the Dragon Manor. It is as if there is an independent space inside. It is very spacious. The space inside is much larger than the entire Emperor Race Divine Palace. Qin Yun is holding the compass. He excitedly brought Xiao Yuel on to a small mountain. That dragon lady is an immortal emperor. Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. He transmitted his voice to Xiao Yuel on. It should be. You were immortal king floating cloud in your past life. That dragon lady followed you very early on. She also didn't die later on. Xiao Yuelon said, now that the sun has descended with so many resources, she must have become even stronger. She said that she hates me and hates me very much. After we meet, will she beat me up? Qin Yun is somewhat worried. She is stronger than me. This mountain range is inhabited by immortal Emperor Realm dragons or half-dragons. It is normal for Qin Yun to be worried like this. We will know once we go in. What are you afraid of? This is the Dragon Manor. Xiao Yuelon pulled Qin Yun and used mysterious penetration divine ability. The barrier around the small mountain is very strong. It can actually block divine ability power. Xiao Yuelon is unable to bring Qin Yun in. No, I can't go in, Xiao Yuelon said with a frown. Xiao Yun, how about this, you hide? I'll knock on the door. In a cave on the small mountain, the stone door is tightly shut. Xiao Yuelon feels that knocking on the door should be useful. Qin Yun thought about it and agreed to Xiao Yuelon's request. Xiao Yuelon took off her mask. Her beautiful face is illuminated by the moonlight. It is even more beautiful and moving. Qin Yun completely concealed his aura and stood beside the door. If the door opens, Qin Yun will follow Xiao Yuelon in. Xiao Yuelon walked over and gently knocked on the door and shouted, "Is anyone there?" Not long after, the door slowly opened. The one who opened the door is indeed a woman, but she is wearing a mask. That mask is exactly the same as Princess Anya's. Princess Anya, Xiao Yuelon is somewhat astonished. You are Qin Yun's first wife? You are indeed very beautiful. Princess Anya finally saw Xiao Yuelon's beautiful face. Unfair, you saw me. I also want to see you. Xiao Yuelon reached out to grab Princess Anya's mask. Princess Anya immediately reached out and grabbed Xiao Yuelon's wrist. She said with a sneer, "You are still not my match." Qin Yun, who is beside her, is secretly astonished. Why is Princess Anya in this small hill? What is her relationship with that dragon girl? I want to find the owner of this cave. Xiao Yuelon is also very puzzled. She is very certain that Princess Anya is not that dragon girl. That dragon girl is an immortal emperor. Princess Anya is not. Furthermore, Qin Yun used the compass several times to check the location of the dragon girl. One time, Princess Anya was right beside him, but the compass did not point towards her. In other words, Princess Anya and that dragon girl have a mysterious relationship. What's your name? Princess Anya seems to not know Xiao Yuelon's name. Xiao Yuelon. At this moment, a slightly cold and proud voice came from inside. It also has a bit of gentleness. Let her in. Qin Yun immediately arrived beside Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon released some aura interference to prevent Qin Yun from being detected. Then, she brought Qin Yun into the cave. After entering the depths of the cave, they arrived at a bright and spacious stone room. There's a large chair here, and a woman wearing a black mask is sitting on the chair. The woman is wearing a simple red tight-fitting outfit. She is dressed for battle. She looks like she is very good at fighting. Furthermore, she is tall and slender. This is the dragon girl Qin Yun is looking for. Not being able to see her appearance made Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon very curious. I say, why do you always hide your appearance? We are all women. There is no need to hide. Xiao Yuelon said with a smile. There are no stinky men here. Yuelon, there is a stinky man beside you. Do you want me to capture him and beat him up? The dragon girl said with a chuckle. Her laughter is filled with anger and coldness. Qin Yun immediately appeared and said, Don't do anything. Xiao Yuelon said in a low voice, Elder sister, do you know me? Of course I know you. I saw you when you were still a little girl. The dragon girl said with a smile. I didn't expect you to be this bastard's woman now. Xiao Yun's past life and this life, he is a good person. Elder sister, you must have misunderstood him in his past life. Xiao Yuelon sighed and said, I know that you all more or less misunderstood him in your past life. For example, Yu Ji, Yu, Yu Qin, Bing Xing, Feng Yueyao, and so on. It is indeed you who misunderstood him, and he treated you well. The dragon girl said, the Yu Ji she is talking about is Yang Shiyu's past life, and Yu Qin is Xiao Xinqin. The dragon girl slightly paused and then said, however, his past life truly let me down. None of you know this. Qin Yun very sincerely said, elder sister, my past life is my past life. This life is this life. My past life let you down. It was my past life's fault. I am willing to make up for it in this life. Your past life and this life are all because of you. The dragon girl lightly groaned and said, whether you are called Floating Cloud or Qin Yun, you are still that bastard. All right, where did I let you down? Qin Yun asked. I won't tell you. The dragon girl curled her lips and said, you can't even remember my name. What are you talking about? Qin Yun helplessly looked at Xiao Yuelon and said, I don't have the memories of my past life. Of course I can't remember your name. My name is Long Yu Qing. Do you remember? Qin Yun closed his eyes and tried very hard to recall. Then he shook his head and said, I don't have any impression at all. Heartless guy. Long Yu Qing delicately groaned, suddenly arrived beside Qin Yun in a flash, and vigorously pinched his handsome face. Io, it hurts. Qin Yun shouted. Your body is so strong, you can't be pinched to death. Long Yu Qing gritted her teeth and said, then extended her other hand to pinch Qin Yun's other cheek. It seems like Long Yu Qing is very satisfied with pinching. Yuelon, save me, Qin Yun shouted. Chapter 1739. Heavenly Dragon God Statue Qin Yun wants to resist, but he doesn't dare. He is worried that he will anger Long Yu Qing. He wants to resolve the conflict with Long Yu Qing as much as possible. Only like this can she restore the floating cloud heavenly seal. And Xiao Yuelon wants him to use Dragon Claw Hand on Long Yu Qing. She wants to kill him. Qin Yun is extremely speechless in his heart. What time is it? Xiao Yuelon is still so improper. Quickly let go of Xiao Yun. Xiao Yuelon shouted. I won't let go. What can you do to me? Long Yu Qing seems to be very happy. Her seemingly delicate and soft lily-white hands are forcefully pinching Qin Yun's face. Xiao Yuelon coldly snorted and used Dragon Claw Hand. She stretched out both of her hands and directly grabbed Long Yu Qing's upper body. After Long Yu Qing felt that she's been grabbed by the Dragon Claw, she was first startled and then shouted, Damned Yuelon, you are hurting me. You are also hurting my little husband. Xiao Yuelon has a proud expression and said with smile. Princess Anya can no longer watch. She immediately walked over and hugged Xiao Yuelon. Wanted to pull her away, but Xiao Yuelon's hands are firmly holding onto Long Yu Qing. Long Yu Qing let out a delicate cry and shouted, Both of you stop. She also let go of Qin Yun's face. Xiao Yuelon also let go of Long Yu Qing, then caressed Qin Yun's handsome face with a face full of heartache and said with slight anger, Xiao Yun, this dragon lady is really fierce. Let's ignore her. Let's go. Long Yu Qing is also very angry. She shouted, Let's go, you two scoundrels. Xiao Yuelon glanced at Princess Anya, suddenly made her move, and ruthlessly grabbed Princess Anya's butt. She said with a low snort, Who told you to hug me just now? We are even now. Princess Anya didn't react. She never expected that Xiao Yuelon would be such a bad woman. She also doesn't know how to deal with Xiao Yuelon. Even Long Yu Qing is helpless against Xiao Yuelon. After all, they don't want to hurt Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon glanced at Qin Yun with a slightly proud expression. Her beautiful eyes flickered with a smile. She just took advantage of Princess Anya and Long Yu Qing. Qin Yun is also very speechless towards this rogue woman of his. Little husband, let's go. Xiao Yuelon pulled Qin Yun out of the cave. Wait. Long Yu Qing snorted and said, It's rare to come here. Do you really want to leave like this? Who told you to bully my husband? Xiao Yuelon said somewhat angrily. Xiao Yun's past life and current life are very complicated. You don't understand at all. In short, this guy is ashamed of me. I hate him. Long Yuqing also said very angrily. Qin Yun said, "Young Lady Long, if you have something to say, just say it clearly. I will try my best to make up for my mistakes in my previous life." Princess Anya watched quietly from the side. She is also very surprised that Qin Yun actually had a past life. Without the memory of his previous life, he was still so powerful in this life. This was what surprised the princess the most. Long Yuqing tenderly snorted and said, "I won't say it. I want you to remember it yourself. Then we have nothing to talk about." Xiao Yuan pulled Qin Yun and was about to leave. "Wait, we can temporarily let go of this grudge." Long Yuqing stopped them and shouted. Xiao Yuan said with smile, "Yuqing, do you still have feelings for Xiao Yun in your heart?" Long Yuqing immediately said coldly, "No, don't talk nonsense. I hate him to death. I don't have any feelings for him." "Really?" Xiao Yuan charmingly smiled. "We are both women. I don't really believe what you just said. Damn Yuan, if I have the chance, I will take care of you. You scratch me so hard." Long Yuqing coldly groaned and said, "Don't think that I won't dare to attack you." Xiao Yuan faintly smiled. "Come, I will stand here and not move. Come and take revenge." Long Yuqing stamped her feet and tenderly scolded. "Yuanmei is still the best. She is much cuter than you." "Of course," Xiao Yuan said with smile. "I also think that little sister is cuter than me." Qin Yun said, "Yuanmei has also joined the imperial race. Do you want to see her?" "I won't see her," Long Yuqing replied. "Xiao Yun, the more she says she won't see you, the more she wants to see you." Xiao Yuan said, "You came here to find me. If you have something to say, just say it directly." Long Yuqing sat down and said coldly, "I saw that Qin Yun helped the imperial race expel poison. That's why I am willing to talk to you." Qin Yun took out the floating cloud heavenly seal and said, "Young Lady Long, my floating cloud heavenly seal is still missing the third part. Do you have a way to help me restore it?" "No," Long Yuqing said resolutely and decisively. "Really?" Qin Yun sighed and said, "If you want to restore the floating cloud heavenly seal, you need the heavenly dragon god statue as the seal head. I am the heavenly dragon god statue. The heavenly dragon god statue is me." Long Yuqing said, "I can't transform back into the heavenly dragon god statue now. What's going on?" Qin Yun said with frown, "I heard Yuanmei say that I once infiltrated the dragon race's territory and stole the heavenly dragon god statue. Is that right?" "Indeed. Furthermore, you even sealed me inside the heavenly dragon divine sculpture for so many years. You even lied to me and said that I could become very strong inside. I foolishly believed it." When Long Yuqing mentioned this matter, she was filled with anger. "So that's the reason," Xiao Yuan said with smile. "Didn't you say earlier that you would wait for Xiao Yun to remember?" "Not only this," Long Yuqing said. "He promised me something, but he did not do it. He could have done it. What is it?" "I will do my best to help you in this life." Qin Yun asked. "It's too late now," Long Yuqing said. "It's not too late." Qin Yun shook his head and said, "My father is dead, completely dead. Can you save him?" Long Yuqing's voice suddenly became filled with sadness. "And you could have saved him, but you didn't." Qin Yun became silent. He doesn't know much about the matters of his past life, but thinking that it is related to the life and death of Long Yuqing's father, it is indeed very hard to explain. "Xiao Yun, let's go," Xiao Yuan said in low voice and pulled Qin Yun to leave. Qin Yun doesn't know what to say. He feels very sad in his heart. "My mother is not dead, but I don't know where she is. If you can help me find her, I can forgive you." Long Yuqing suddenly said, "Are there any clues?" Qin Yun asked anxiously. "There are no clues." Long Yuqing let out a long sigh and said, "I was sealed in the heavenly dragon statue for many years. Back then you used the floating cloud heavenly seal to forcibly open a passage to the 9 Netherrealm, causing serious damage to the floating cloud heavenly seal and then splitting it into 3 parts. The floating cloud heavenly seal was seriously damaged?" Qin Yun looked at the square seal in his hand and said in amazement, "After many years, it repaired itself. The seal spirit was placed in the heavenly law altar the seal body was placed in the great dragon desolate domain, and I was kept in an abyss by you. In short, I spent many years in solitude before fusing with the heavenly dragon statue and obtaining freedom. Long Yuqing is also filled with resentment when talking about this matter, because she was sealed in the statue for many years. The kind of loneliness and solitude made her feel fear just thinking about it. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon can now understand the resentment in Long Yuqing's heart. Princess Anya, who is at the side, has a deep understanding of this matter. She was also sealed. Young Lady Long, I asked Grandma Qiyong to find you. Why didn't she answer me? Where is she now? I am very worried about her. Qin Yun asked. She is fine. She is in seclusion. I told her not to answer you. Long Yuqing said. She knows that you are related to her son's death and she can't do anything to you. So she chose to avoid you. Qin Yun secretly clenched his fists. His eyes are filled with shame. He really wants to return to his past life and make up for this regret. My grandfather doesn't know about this matter. If he knew, you would be dead. Long Yuqing groaned and said, My grandfather hated you from the start. Qin Yun let out a long sigh and said, I know. Young Lady Long, I will do my best to find your mother and make up for my mistake. Xiao Yuelon asked, Yuqing, is your mother human or dragon? Can you tell us more about her? She also wants to help Qin Yun find Long Yuqing's mother. I don't know. Long Yuqing let out a long sigh. I really don't know what my mother is like. I only have a very deep impression of my father. I only followed my mother for a period of time when I was young, and then I was taken away by my father. Qin Yun said, Do you know her name? Long Yuqing shook her head. I also don't know. Xiao Yuelon said with a frown. Then how can we find her? I only know that she is still alive. It is a very special feeling. I have been looking for her for many years. Long Yuqing said. You can ask Grandma Qiyong. Qin Yun said. Grandma also doesn't know Grandma. She doesn't really like my mother. Long Yuqing shook her head and said, In short, no matter what, I have to find my mother. I can feel her love for me. Qin Yun glanced at Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon shook her head. Qin Yun, why are you in such a hurry to restore the floating cloud heavenly seal? Long Yuqing asked. I want to go to the Cloud Dragon Mountain Range's immortal graveyard. There are many secrets related to me there. Qin Yun sighed and said, And my and Yuelon's mother in this life. After she died, her soul was also taken to the immortal graveyard. It's that evil place again. You worked hard for that place for many, many years in your previous life and provoked many enemies. Long Yuqing sighed and said, Are you going to walk the same path as you did in your previous life in this life? Qin Yun feels that Long Yuqing doesn't know that he is the king of gods. No matter what, this is what I must do. Qin Yun said with bitter smile. It's not that I don't want to help you restore the floating cloud heavenly seal. It's just that I can no longer transform back into the heavenly dragon god statue. I have completely fused with the heavenly dragon god statue and obtained its formidable power. You sealed me inside the heavenly dragon god statue in your previous life so that I could fuse with it. Long Yuqing said. Then did my previous life tell me how to restore the floating cloud heavenly seal? Qin Yun asked. I don't know. In short, when I was sealed inside the floating cloud heavenly seal, I would sleep for a period of time from time to time. Long Yuqing shook her head. Qin Yun's expression is filled with helplessness as he said, It seems like I have to meet him. Meet who? Long Yuqing asked. Your grandfather, immortal desolate dragon emperor. Xiao Yuelon replied. She can guess what Qin Yun wants to do. Aren't you afraid of being killed by him? He hates you very much. Long Yuqing said. Xiao Yuelon said with smile. Xiao Yun is the great savior of the imperial race. Immortal desolate dragon emperor won't dare to kill him, right? Chapter 1740. 4 Great Dragon Gods. If it was in the Dragon Manor, I wouldn't be afraid of him. Qin Yun shook his head and said, I'll have to face him sooner or later. Although I don't have the memories of my previous life, I have to explain it to him now. Xiao Yuelon said, Xiao Yun, let's go find Elder Long. With him leading us, it should be much safer. All right, Qin Yun nodded. Long Yuqing looked around and sighed. If I could leave this damn place, I would go with you. What? You can't leave this place? Xiao Yuelon is somewhat astonished. She looked at the stone room and said with a frown, You've been sealed? That's right. Long Yuqing sighed helplessly. I've been sealed again. This time, the one who sealed me is the Imperial Dragon Clan. Qin Yun looked at Princess Anya and asked, Is it related to Princess Anya? It's related to me, but it's none of your business. Princess Anya said, I will help Yuqing leave this place. Xiao Yuelon arrived beside Princess Anya, patted her perky butt, and said with a smile, Princess Anya, why is Yuqing locked up here? If you touch my butt again, believe it or not, I'll beat you up. Princess Anya is somewhat angry and lightly shouted. Xiao Yuelon's lily-white hand extended out like lightning and gently pinched Princess Anya's butt. She said with a charming smile, I touched it again. Come and beat me up. Come on, come on. Princess Anya has already raised her hand, wanted to hit Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon's face is not afraid. She moved her face closer and said with a charming smile, Come and hit me. Princess Anya stomped her feet in anger and then reached out to grab Xiao Yuelon's upper body. She actually used Dragon Claw Hand. Xiao Yuelon also did not expect Princess Anya to use this move. Ah, you're bad. Xiao Yuelon laughed angrily and said, Little husband, she bullied me. Quickly bully her back, otherwise you'll suffer a loss. Qin Yun can already imagine how Xiao Yuelon usually does bad things in the Guanghan Palace. Princess Anya snorted. She also has no way to deal with Xiao Yuelon. To be honest, she really can't bear to hit Xiao Yuelon's beautiful and flawless face. Princess Anya, well done, Long Yuqing said with smile. After Xiao Yuelon broke free from Princess Anya, she returned to Qin Yun's side and said, Xiao Yun, you must capture her. It has always been rumored that Qin Yun is a big sex fiend. I also thought that he was really such a person. I didn't expect that I misunderstood him. The worst is his wife. Princess Anya snorted coldly. It's a miracle that Qin Yun hasn't become bad with you. Qin Yun was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. Princess Anya, why does Yuqing being sealed here have anything to do with you? Xiao Yuelon rubbed the place where she was scratched and asked, This is a secret, I won't tell you. Princess Dark Knight said, Yuqing, don't tell her either, she will be curious to death. Xiao Yuelon smiled proudly. I guess it has something to do with Princess Anya's background. You're just guessing. That's not the reason. Princess Anya was shocked and quickly denied it. Princess Anya, we already know about your background. Xiao Yuelon said, You want to find the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation to make yourself stronger, right? Princess Anya snorted. Elder Long, why is he so talkative? Long Yuqing said, The Imperial Dragon Clan also knows about the matter between me and the heavenly dragon statue. That's why they want to seal me and not let me run around. Xiao Yuelon's beautiful eyes turned and said with smile, Could it be that the heavenly dragon statue has a great connection with the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation? Is the Imperial Dragon Clan worried that the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation will reappear? You guessed wrong, it's not. Long Yuqing said. Then what's the reason? Xiao Yuelon is very curious. I won't tell you. Damn Yuelon, don't think you're smart. You don't know anything. Long Yuqing's tone is slightly proud. She said with smile, All right, quickly go find my grandfather. Xiao Yuelon ran over, hugged Long Yuqing's arm, and said coquettishly, Sister Long, tell me, I was wrong just now. I shouldn't have treated you like that. I'll let you catch me. Big Sister Long, quickly tell me. Xiao Yuelon, acting coquettishly, also broadened Qin Yun's horizons. He has never seen Xiao Yuelon act this delicate and pitiful. Is this still my Yuelon? Qin Yun is secretly alarmed. Long Yuqing is wearing a mask. Although he can't see her expression, she is definitely very shocked at the moment. Princess Anya snorted and said, You know too much. It's not good for you. It'll even harm you. Xiao Yuelon immediately ran to Princess Anya's side, hugged her arm, and shook it. Big Sister Anya, tell me, who told you to touch my butt? Princess Anya is very upset about this matter. That's because I like you, my beautiful big sister Anya. You must be very beautiful. So I like you, Xiao Yuelon said with a sweet smile. Long Yuqing looked at Qin Yun and is somewhat speechless. Qin Yun spread out his hands and smiled helplessly. This is related to the secret of the heavenly dragon statue. Princess Anya also can't stand Xiao Yuelon acting coquettishly. She sighed lightly. Don't talk nonsense. The heavenly dragon statue is here. This matter is very confidential. Xiao Yuelon promptly nodded. Qin Yun said, What exactly is the heavenly dragon statue? Is it very important to the dragon race? Long Yuqing looked at Qin Yun and asked, Do you really not remember anything? Big Sister Long, Xiao Yun really doesn't remember anything. He only knows a little bit about his past life through us. Xiao Yuelon said, This guy's past life must have known a lot of secrets. Long Yuqing said, He told me about the heavenly dragon statue in his past life. Princess Anya looked at Qin Yun and said, What exactly was the background of your past life? How did you know so many secrets of the divine desolate? Qin Yun didn't mention that he is the king of gods. He only shook his head. If only I knew about my past life. Long Yuqing said, Heavenly dragon statue is a divine position. Qin Yun, do you know what a divine position is? Qin Yun's expression revealed shock. He nodded and said, I know. That is the deity position of the divine wilderness. How do you know about the god's position? Princess Dark Knight was a little confused. Not many people know about this. I'm connected to the star god. I dismantled 2 sun altars before and changed them into star god altars. I learned about it from star god. Qin Yun said, In the divine desolate, many great powers know that Qin Yun and star god are in cahoots. The heavenly dragon god statue is the heavenly dragon god's divine position. Princess and Yi said, The heavenly dragon god is one of the 4 great dragon gods. Yuqing has fused with the heavenly dragon god sculpture, so she will be the heavenly dragon god from now on. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon deliberately revealed shocked expressions, but they were not that surprised in their hearts. Because Qin Yun is the king of gods, his past life's immortal king, Fu Yun, must have known about this matter. That is why he stole the heavenly dragon god statue and sealed Long Yuqing inside. Long Yuqing was sealed in the god position, and it took her many years to fuse with it. Generally speaking, a deity position would not appear outside of the divine wilderness. Even if they appeared, it would be difficult to fuse them. However, this is not an absolute matter. Xiao Wufeng fused with the sword god's deity position, and this is also his fortuitous encounter. Long Yuqing obtaining the heavenly dragon god's deity position was clearly deliberately arranged by Qin Yun's past life. 4 great dragon gods, Qin Yun said with a frown, I once offended a dragon god. I don't know which one, that was in the past. It was also at that time that he understood a few things about the divine desolate. There are actually 4 dragon gods in the divine desolate. The dragon god Qin Yun offended before was also quite capable. He was able to create a very good altar, but he destroyed it. As far as I know, there's only 1 dragon god in the divine desolate. In other words, the other 3 dragon gods have not returned, and I will be one of them. Long Yuqing said, Is this the reason why the Imperial Dragon Clan sealed you? Qin Yun said with a frown. Why did they seal you? Because they don't want me to run around so that I won't lose this important deity position. Also, they're worried that I will really be able to find the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation and help Princess Anya obtain formidable power. Long Yuqing looked at Princess Anya. Xiao Yuelon said, Then how did you 2 get to know each other? Princess Anya said, I was looking for the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. Yuqing was also looking for it. That's how we met. I thought that I would help the dragon race find a 9-dragon heavenly origin formation, but now it seems like they don't need it and are very afraid. Long Yuqing sighed and said, They even deliberately destroyed the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation to guard against me. Princess Anya said with sadness, Why bother? I don't have the heart to destroy or rule the 2 races. I just want to become stronger. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon learned the reason why Long Yuqing was sealed here and felt that fate is playing with people. No wonder Princess Anya came here. It seems like she came to accompany Long Yuqing. I am also looking for the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation, but I don't want to get it from the Imperial Dragon Clan. Qin Yun said. Grandma Qiang said that the reason why the immortal desolate Dragon Emperor hates me is also related to the disappearance of the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. I promised Grandma Qiang that I would help the dragon race create another one. Long Yuqing lightly groaned and said, You don't understand anything. Don't randomly agree. How can the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation be so easy to create? Why is it not easy to create? Qin Yun asked. There are a total of 9 true Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. If one is destroyed, there will be one less. Princess Anya said, As far as I know, the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation is born from heaven and earth. Xiao Yuelon said, This is no big deal. My little husband will definitely be able to create it, even if it is not for you, just because the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation is very powerful. He will still be able to create it. Qin Yun's inscription technique is indeed very good, but he can't create the true Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. Long Yuqing shook her head and said, After I fused with the Heavenly Dragon God statue, I inherited some memories related to the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. That was before. My little husband will definitely be able to create it. Xiao Yuelon is very unconvinced. She knows that if Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei join hands, they can refine a very rare inscription spirit. Chapter 1741. Night Meeting Father Chapter 1741. Night Meeting Father Qin Yun did not argue with Long Yuqing and the others. He has his own plan. Since there is no Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation here, he can only follow the original plan and let Bai Zhe find dragons with dragon heavenly runes. So long as he can gather the 9 different dragon heavenly runes, he can start trying. Quickly go find grandfather and ask him about the heavenly dragon god statue and my mother. Long Yuqing sighed and said, Be careful. Qin Yun now understands why his floating cloud heavenly seal is so strong. It is actually the heavenly dragon god's divine position. Now that the divine position has been fused with Long Yuqing, he doesn't know how to restore the floating cloud heavenly seal. Big Sister Anya, Big Sister Long, can you let me touch? Before Xiao Yuelon finished speaking, Long Yuqing and Princess Anya shouted in unison, No. Qin Yun immediately pulled Xiao Yuelon and said, Let's go. I still want to touch. Xiao Yuelon reluctantly said, They're all wearing masks. They definitely won't look good. There is nothing to touch. Qin Yun vigorously pulled Xiao Yuelon and walked out. But their bodies are very good, Xiao Yuelon coquettishly said. Finally, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon left. Princess Anya and Long Yuqing let out a long sigh. Yuqing, this Xiao Yuelon, how could she be so hateful, so evil? Princess Anya groaned and said, I also did not expect it. Truly a bad girl. Long Yuqing tenderly groaned and said, On the other hand, this Qin Yun is actually so proper. Indeed, compared to Xiao Yuelon, Qin Yun is simply a gentleman. Princess Anya said, Tell me, can Qin Yun really create the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation? Don't hold any hope. It is impossible. Long Yuqing waved her hand and said, Let's go with our previous plan and go to Divine Desolate. At that time, I can use the Heavenly Dragon God's divine position to ask Clan Emperor to lend me the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. Clan Emperor is very strong. I don't know if he wants the divine position or not. Princess Anya is somewhat worried. If he knows you have the divine position, he might kill you. If I die, the divine position will descend again and not be obtained by him. Long Yuqing shook her head and said, He won't do that. Stay here with me tonight. My mood is a bit complicated, and I want someone to accompany me. Long Yuqing said softly, Is it because you saw Qin Yun? It seems like you still have feelings for him. Princess Anya said, You have seen his first wife. Do you really want to be with them in the future? Sigh. Qin Yun's past life was indeed considerate of me. He let me obtain the heavenly dragon god's divine position. Back then, he didn't tell me. He only told me to trust him. Being sealed in the heavenly dragon god statue has its benefits. Long Yuqing sighed faintly and said, "Later on, I was sealed for too long. It was really very annoying. Then I hated him very much. After you fused with the deity position, you knew that he was doing it for your own good. So you don't hate him anymore?" Princess Anya said, "I don't know." Long Yuqing sighed again. "Yuqing, don't think too much. Let nature take its course. If you are truly fated, you can continue your previous fate. On the other hand, that Yuelon is too evil." Princess Anya said, "Indeed, next time I have the opportunity, I will take revenge and capture her." Long Yuqing tenderly groaned and said, after Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon left the mountain range, they left the Dragon Manor late at night. "Xiao Yun, aren't you going to find Elder Long? Where are you going?" Xiao Yuelon asked in low voice. "I'm going to find my father. My father has many secrets, he." Qin Yun said, "Ah, really? Then let's quickly go," Xiao Yuelon said with a smile. "I also haven't seen my father for a long time." Qin Long is still in the Emperor Race Divine Palace. He is one of the leaders of Nether Sect. Xian Rujing went back before, but as the leader of Guanghan Palace, she has to stay in the Emperor Race Divine Palace for a long time. Guanghan Palace, Nether Sect, and other great factions have arranged for people to come to the Emperor Race Divine Palace to exchange knowledge. At night, after Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon left the Dragon Manor, they arrived at a manor where outsiders are staying. "Xiao Yun, this Emperor Race Divine Palace is very awesome. There are so many great gods hiding here," Xiao Yuelon said with a smile. "Boss Xie, Yu Qing, Sister Rujing, and you all have god position. Let's go find Dad first. He must know a lot of things," Qin Yun said. "Dad has a very mysterious dragon totem on his face. Moreover, he investigated the Cloud Dragon Mountain range for a period of time." Xiao Yuelon nodded and said, Not long after, they arrived at a building made of stone bricks. Qin Yun found this building based on the spirit-chasing talisman. The window of the building is emitting golden light. It can be seen that the person inside has not rested yet. Qin Yun knocked on the door. The door opened very quickly. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon saw a tall and sturdy man wearing battle armor and half a mask. "Dad," Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon said with a smile. "Come in." Qin Long is very happy to see his son and daughter-in-law. His stern and wide face, filled with killing intent, revealed a benevolent smile. After Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon entered, Qin Long closed the door tightly. "You came so late? What's the matter?" Qin Long said with a smile. "Dad, how much do you know about Divine Desolate's 4 great dragon gods?" Qin Yun asked. When Qin Yun asked, the smile on Qin Long's face disappeared, replaced with a solemn expression. "Xiao Yun, why are you asking this?" Qin Long asked. "This matter is rather complicated. I once offended a dragon god." Qin Yun told Qin Long about how he offended a dragon god. That bastard is just the weakest earth dragon god. There's nothing to be afraid of," Qin Long said with disdain. "Dad, you know him," Qin Yun said in shock. "I, your father, am also a dragon god." Qin Long chuckled and said, "Don't worry, when you go to Divine Desolate, I will protect you." Qin Long doesn't seem to know that his son is the king of gods. Qin Yun is not surprised because he saw the dragon totem on Qin Long's face before. It is already a god-level dragon totem, and it is still evolving. In the future, it will evolve into a god-level totem. After he saw Long Yuqing and Princess Anya, he recalled some things. Long Yuqing and Princess Anya are wearing masks. It is very possible that a dragon totem appeared on their faces, and they're temporarily unable to control it, so they can only wear masks. Xiao Yuelon thought about it carefully and understood. She asked, "Dad, did the dragon totem on your face appear uncontrollably?" "Indeed, otherwise I wouldn't wear this damned mask. However, after a period of time, I will be able to suppress it," Qin Long said. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon now feel that Princess Anya might also have a dragon god's god position. Otherwise, she would not have any connection with Long Yuqing. There are actually 3 dragon gods in this emperor race divine palace. Dad, what kind of dragon god are you? Qin Yun asked. I'm fire dragon god. Qin Long proudly smiled and said, I am the strongest among the 4 great dragon gods. What about the heavenly dragon god? Xiao Yuelon asked. The heavenly dragon god is also very strong. Of course, the heavenly dragon god hasn't returned. It's hard to say how strong he is. When I go to Divine Desolate in the future, I will definitely be the strongest dragon god. Qin Long said with mischievous smile. Then what about the other dragon god? What kind of dragon god is it? Qin Yun asked. Moon dragon god is very special. I don't know the specific situation. Qin Long shook his head. In short, I am not afraid of them when I go to Divine Desolate. Qin Yun said with frown. Then Dad, can you sense other dragon gods? If they're nearby, there will definitely be no problem. I am here and did not release my god position power. This is an emperor race. If they find out, it won't be good. Qin Long said. Qin Yun suspects that Long Yuqing used her god position to sense before, so she was discovered. Why are you asking this? Qin Long said. I'm sure that the heavenly dragon god is here. The other one is suspected to be the moon dragon god. Qin Yun said. Is this true? You offended these 2 dragon gods. Qin Long is very shocked. Not really. Qin Yun glanced at Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon is the one who is feeling up to them. Quickly tell me about this. Qin Long said. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon told Qin Long about Long Yuqing and Princess Anya. That Princess Anya is indeed a dragon god. No wonder when I saw her before, I had a very strange feeling. Qin Long said in shock. Moon dragon god, it should be her. As for that heavenly dragon god, I have never seen him before. However, since she is a little girl, I am not afraid of her. Xiao Yuelon said with smile. Dad, they are all wearing masks. Tell me, why are they wearing masks? That's because a dragon totem has appeared on their face. It will last for a very long time. Qin Long said with smile. If it is really like this, then it is very certain that they are all like this. Is it a god position totem? Qin Yun asked. It is a god position totem. It can be considered a kind of dragon totem. Qin Long nodded. Dad, is your dragon god position totem related to dragon heavenly rune? Qin Yun is very curious. There is no relation at all. Dragon heavenly rune is a very special heavenly rune. I also want to obtain it. Qin Long shook his head and sighed. Dad, I want to meet Dragon Race's Dragon Emperor. Have you heard of him? I have some grudges with him, but I also want to meet him. Qin Yun said with a smile. That old man? Of course I have heard of him. I even spoke a few words with him before. You want to meet him? I will go with you. If there is any grudge, I will help you resolve it. Qin Long very confidently smiled and said, I, your father, still have some face. Qin Long has the sun-suppressing divine arrow in his hand. His strength is also unfathomable. Reportedly, he used the sun-suppressing divine arrow to kill many dragon-transforming divine insects. I will call Elder Long in passing. Qin Yun said. Don't call him. I am enough. Qin Long said in low voice. There are some things that Elder Long cannot know. It is not that Elder Long is not good. It is that Elder Long is very considerate of Imperial Dragon Race. Qin Yun also understands Qin Long's meaning and nodded. Xiao Yuelon said, Xiao Yun, do you want to call Sister Rujing? That's fine. Qin Long said. He knows that Guanghan Palace is very considerate of Qin Yun. Oh, that's right, Dad. How is foster father recently? Qin Yun asked. Your foster father is also about to become a god. This guy is really lucky. I don't know why Nether God actually passed down the god position to him. Qin Long said with a smile. Xiao Yun, your 2 fathers are gods with god position. Don't be afraid of being bullied in Divine Desolate. We will protect you. Chapter 1742. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor Qin Yun took out the Devil Mirror and contacted Xian Rujing. Xian Rujing is also in this manor. This manor is mainly for outsiders to live in. Nether Sect and Guanghan Palace's disciples, as well as Holy Sun Ancient City and other great factions that follow Emperor race are all here. Xiao Yun, it is so late. Why are you looking for me? Xian Rujing sent spiritual sound transmission to Qin Yun through the devil mirror. If you're feeling lonely, go find Yuelan. I know you are with her. Qin Yun feels that if Xiao Yuelan heard this, she would definitely want to go find Xian Rujing and take advantage of this ice and snow goddess. I want to meet Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor. I have some conflict with him. I want you to go take care of him. Qin Yun directly informed Xian Rujing. Oh, you want to meet him this late? Xian Rujing is somewhat startled. What urgent matter do you have to find him for? It is indeed urgent. Moreover, it is also good to meet him at night. Qin Yun said, he should be in Dragon Manor. Have you thought of a way to invite him? I cannot enter Dragon Manor. Xian Rujing is also very curious why Qin Yun is looking for Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor so late at night. This is not a problem for Qin Yun. He has already thought of a way. Relax. First come to my father Qin Long's place. Yuelan is also here. Qin Yun said. All right. Xian Rujing also agreed. Not long after, Xian Rujing hastily arrived wearing white flexible armor. Palace Master Rujing, what are you doing? Qin Long said with smile. It is not a real fight. With me here, Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor will not dare to act recklessly. Elder Qin Long, I am worried that Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor will act recklessly. I heard that old man's temper is very violent. Xian Rujing looked at Qin Yun and lightly groaned. According to my intuition, this brat Qin Yun must have been messing around outside and provoked Dragon Race's Dragon Lady. Xiao Yuelan cannot help but smile because Xian Rujing's guess is not far from the truth. Qin Long laughed, patted Qin Yun's shoulder, and said with smile, Xiao Yun, let's go and find a way to contact Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor. Qin Yun nodded and left with Qin Long. Although it was nighttime, the experts in the Dragon Manor were not completely asleep. They were very vigilant and could immediately detect the slightest movement. Qin Yun entered the Dragon Manor and asked a few patrolling guards where the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is. Because Qin Yun could completely resist and expel the soul-poisoned saint insects, he was highly respected in the Dragon Manor. The guards were very willing to answer his questions and even brought him to the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor's residence. The Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor did not live in those mountains, but in the center of the Dragon Manor. There were dozens of stone mountains there, all of which were the residences of the strongest Immortal Emperor-level dragons or half-dragons. Qin Yun found the tall stone mountain where the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is staying. At the entrance, he released his powerful mental power and transmitted it inside. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor, I am Qin Yun from the Inscription Gate. I have something to discuss with you. It's about Long Yuqing and the Heavenly Dragon God statue. After Qin Yun confirmed that the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor had heard his mental transmission, he quickly left the address of the building that Qin Long was staying in and hurriedly ran away. He is truly worried that the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor will suddenly flip out when he sees him. Qin Yun left the Dragon Manor and met up with Qin Long. How is it? Did you manage to contact him? Qin Long asked. I managed to contact him. Qin Yun nodded his head. I will immediately leave after sending the mental sound transmission. That would be for the best. If you were to take advantage of me and beat me up, it would not be worth it. Qin Long nodded his head and said, Next, let's see if he dares to come or not. Although he ran around at night and met some guards, they did not think anything of it. They all thought that Qin Yun wanted to help others get rid of the soul-poisoned saint insects or something. Late at night, Qin Yun and Qin Long returned and patiently waited in the hall of the stone building. Not long after, Xian Rujing said in deep voice, He is here. I sensed a very strong dragon power. Qin Long's expression is grave. He nodded his head. This old man is suppressing his anger in his heart. His dragon power is filled with anger, but he is suppressing it. Should I hide and let Yuelan talk with him? Qin Yun is suddenly afraid. Xiao Yun, you will have to face him sooner or later. So it is better to face him directly now. Sister Rujing and father are here. Don't be afraid of him, Xiao Yuan said. Qin Long said in low voice, I will go open the door. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is already standing outside. He did not knock on the door or rush in. It is clear that he is very restrained. After Qin Long opened the door, he saw a tall and sturdy old man wearing a black robe and hood. As soon as Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor entered, his deep and furious old eyes stared at Qin Yun like lightning. His gloomy expression caused people to feel fear in their hearts. The ninth heaven frightening dragon formation was indeed caused by you. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said in deep voice and then coldly groaned. Senior, please sit, Qin Long said with a clear and bright smile. Qin Long, what is your relationship with Qin Yun? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is very calm. After sitting down, he looked at Qin Long and asked. He is my son, Qin Long said. Really? Your son was once an influential person in Immortal Desolate. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor drank a mouthful of tea and said with sneer, I can see that your son is much older than you. Qin Yun said, That was my past life, moreover. I don't have the memories of my past life. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor slapped the table and coldly groaned. You don't have the memories of your past life. How could you set up the ninth heaven frightening dragon formation? You may taught me. Qin Yun spread out his hands. That naughty little girl. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor did not say anything and let out a long sigh. Qin Long does not know much about Qin Yun's past life, but he is not in a hurry to ask. He knows that he will know when the time comes. Let's talk alone. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor was silent for a moment and then said to Qin Yun. Xian Rujing looked at Qin Yun and slightly shook her head. Let's talk here, Qin Long said. He is worried that if they talk alone, Qin Yun will be beaten up. If I want to beat him up, you can't stop me. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said with sneer. All right, Qin Yun also agreed. Qin Long can only arrange a secret room for them to talk in secret. Soon after, Xiao Yuan told Qin Long about Qin Yun's past life, Immortal King Fuyun. Inside the secret room, Qin Yun took out a chair and let Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor sit down. Although Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is suppressing his anger, he did not flare up. Qin Yun is rather surprised. He said with smile, I met Long Yuqing. She said that if I met you, I would be beaten to death. But the situation was not as bad as she imagined. How did you find Yuqing? You don't have the memories of your past life, yet you still found her. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor asked. Qin Yun knows that Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is questioning whether or not his memories have been restored. He can only take out the Fuyun Heavenly Seal and the compass. I found her through the compass, Qin Yun said. Fuyun Heavenly Seal, humph. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor groaned in a very bad mood. Senior, to make a long story short, I have two matters to discuss with you. First, it's about Long Yuqing and the Heavenly Dragon statue. Qin Yun said, It's good that you came to find me now. If it was before, I might really have beaten you to death. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, Oh, why? Qin Yun asked doubtfully. Yuqing fused with the Heavenly Dragon statue and obtained the Heavenly Dragon God's divine position. This is a pretty good result, Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Qin Yun thought about it carefully. It is indeed so. The reason why Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor hates Immortal King Fuyun is because his granddaughter and the Heavenly Dragon statue were taken away and the Nine Dragons' Heavenly Origin formation was destroyed. But the current result is still pretty good. His granddaughter grasps the divine position of the four great dragon gods. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor wants to laugh just thinking about it. But Yuqing is sealed inside that mountain. Qin Yun said, When Imperial Dragon Race did this, did they not ask for your opinion? Imperial Dragon Race does not know about my relationship with Yuqing. I will not speak carelessly. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, Don't say it. Your father Qin Long has the dragon god's divine position. If I'm not wrong, it should be the fire dragon god, right? If you reveal that Yuqing is related to the heavenly dragon god, I will reveal that your father is the fire dragon god. Qin Yun is somewhat astonished. This immortal desolate dragon emperor is indeed somewhat capable. He can actually tell that Qin Long is the fire dragon god. Don't worry, I won't speak carelessly. Qin Yun said. His heart also felt a lot more at ease. This immortal desolate dragon emperor is not filled with resentment towards him. Senior, I can feel your anger. What you did in my previous life, what other grudges do you have? Say them all. Qin Yun said. You bastard, did you already meet the Red Sun Dragon Mother? Immortal desolate dragon emperor said angrily. When the nine heavens frightening dragon formation appeared, the Red Sun Dragon Mother must have seen you. Yes. Qin Yun nodded. Bastard, why didn't you see me and instead went to see her? Immortal desolate dragon emperor is very angry. He got up and pulled Qin Yun up. Senior, I thought she might not hate me that much at that time. Qin Yun said with a bitter smile. If I had seen you before, I might have been beaten to death by you. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is angry because Qin Yun secretly contacted the Red Sun Dragon Mother and not him, the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor. This made him very unhappy. He threw Qin Yun back onto the stone chair and said, The Imperial Dragon Race sealed my granddaughter. You must get her out no matter what. Otherwise, I will let the Imperial Dragon Race know that your father is the Fire Dragon God. Fine, fine, fine. I will definitely get Yu Qing out. Qin Yun said, Senior, Yu Qing still hates me. She said that I killed her father. She said that I could have saved her father, but I didn't. After he finished speaking, he also felt somewhat afraid, because Long Yu Qing's father is the son of the immortal desolate Dragon Emperor. She might not know that it was immortal King Fu Yun who personally killed her father. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor said with sneer. What? Qin Yun opened his mouth wide. Yu Qing's father, who is also my son, was personally killed by you in your previous life. I saw it with my own eyes. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor said again. Red Sun Dragon Mother also saw it. Qin Yun is startled. His heart is in chaos. Chapter 1743. Complete Bloodline Chapter 1743. Qin Yun stared at the immortal desolate Dragon Emperor in a daze. The immortal desolate Dragon Emperor knows that Qin Yun killed his son, but he is very calm. It seems like he doesn't hate Qin Yun because of this. Senior, is this true? Qin Yun is very shocked. Why did Yu Qing say that I was the one who killed her father? Moreover, she said that because of this matter, she hates me very much. Is that so? Impossible. She was sealed inside the heavenly dragon statue. When you used the floating cloud heavenly seal, she was the one who activated the formidable power. It is impossible for her not to know. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor said with frown. She also said that because Grandma Qiang knew about this, she ignored me. Qin Yun told the immortal desolate Dragon Emperor about him contacting the Red Sun Dragon Mother. The Red Sun Dragon Mother is not in the Dragon Manor. She did not go into seclusion. She went back to take care of some matters. What? Qin Yun immediately understood that he was tricked by Long Yu Qing. I understand. It should be Yu Qing testing you to see if you really haven't recovered your memories. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, It seems like you really haven't recovered your memories. Qin Yun cursed Long Yu Qing in his heart a few times. He was really tricked before, and he took it seriously. Because of this, he feels very guilty. He suddenly understood why Long Yu Qing didn't want him to meet with the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor. She even said that the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor didn't know about her father's death. Senior, I killed Yu Qing's father. Don't you hate me at all? Qin Yun asked. That unfilial son almost destroyed our dragon race. If not for you, our dragon race might have really been finished. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Really? Qin Yun is even more shocked. He cursed Long Yu Qing a few times in his heart. Yes, our dragon race was very grateful to you at that time. But because you stole the heavenly dragon statue, we didn't thank you at that time. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. You are indeed very capable. Your relationship with our dragon race has been very good for a long time. Qin Yun let out a few long sighs. He is now sure that Long Yuqing deliberately tricked him. In his previous life, immortal King Fu Yun was a swindler. Since Long Yuqing followed him, she must be very proficient in this. Senior, what's going on with the Nine Dragons Heaven Origin Formation? Was the Nine Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation in your dragon race destroyed because of the Heavenly Dragon God statue? Regarding this matter, the Red Sun Dragon Mother didn't explain it clearly. It's hard to say, but there are other factors. In short, the reason why the Nine Dragons Heavenly Origin Formation was destroyed is also because of our dragon race. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Qin Yun remembered. Red Sun Dragon Mother said before that Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor lost, so Qin Yun could openly obtain the Heavenly Dragon God statue. However, the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor went back on his word. It was the Red Sun Dragon Mother who secretly helped him steal the Heavenly Dragon God statue. Because of this, Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor hated Qin Yun and fell out with Red Sun Dragon Mother. Qin Yun thought about it carefully and felt that the Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor was rather cunning. He actually did not mention this matter. Of course, because he didn't have the memories of his previous life, he didn't mention it now. The Nine Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation is very important to the Imperial Dragon race, but the Imperial Dragon race no longer has it. Qin Yun said, Senior, do you know the reason? Of course I know. This is related to Princess and Yi. They are worried that Princess and Yi will use the Nine Dragon Heavenly Origin Formation to become the strongest Nine Desolate Dragon King. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, that is the supreme ruler of all dragons in the Nine Desolate. Qin Yun said in shock, Really? Then Princess and Yi has this kind of potential? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor shook his head and said, I don't know. I only know that Princess and Yi has the most complete dragon vein. Most complete? Could it be that your dragon race's dragon vein is not complete enough? This is the first time Qin Yun heard such a thing. The dragons of the dragon race. But they were all very powerful true dragons. The bloodline in their bodies was actually not complete. This made him somewhat unable to believe it. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor nodded and said, It's true, the dragon vein in our bodies is not complete. As for why it is like this is the secret of the Imperial race and the Dark Royal race. I'm also a member of the Imperial race. Qin Yun said with a smile, Senior, tell me this secret as well. Only when the purity of your bloodline is high enough can you know this secret. When you tested your bloodline, what was the purity? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor asked. It's hard to say. Qin Yun is somewhat embarrassed. What's hard to say? How much is it? When you tested, you should have said the level, right? The highest level is 18. What is yours? Only people with Imperial race bloodline purity above level 15 can know this secret. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor took out a bloodline crystal. He wants to test Qin Yun here. Senior, you also have this kind of thing? Qin Yun looked at the bloodline crystal and is somewhat shocked. Of course, I am also in charge of recruiting some half-dragons. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, Drip a drop of blood on the bloodline crystal. I will see the purity of your bloodline. After passing, I will tell you the secret. Qin Yun's heart is moved. If he is tested to have a black bloodline crystal, then Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor will most likely know the reason. Even if Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor doesn't know, he will think of a way to understand. All right. Qin Yun dripped a drop of blood on the bloodline crystal. In the blink of an eye, the bloodline crystal turned black. Qin Yun said, It's like this. I don't even know what level this bloodline crystal is. He paid attention to Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor's expression. At first, Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor's face was filled with shock, but then he revealed a trace of joy. Senior, they didn't tell me the reason. In short, I can tell from the expressions of those elders that this is not a good thing. Qin Yun said, That Princess and Yi also seems to know. Testing to have a black bloodline crystal is indeed not a good thing. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said, But that is only for those ignorant fellows. What? You mean the four great elders are ignorant? Qin Yun said in shock. Don't talk about them. Even the clan emperor doesn't know what imperial race black blood means. Immortal desolate dragon emperor chuckled and said. Qin Yun said anxiously, Senior, do you know what it means? Immortal desolate dragon emperor shook his head. I am not too sure right now. I only know that if a disciple with imperial race bloodline tests to have a black bloodline crystal, he will be called an enemy of the heavenly Tao, and one day he will be killed by fate. And there are indeed many related examples. Really? Qin Yin secretly frowned. He thought of his previous life and his previous life. He felt that he might have died many times, but he just didn't know it. My dragon race also tested to have this kind of result. For example, my son Long Yu, who was killed by you. Immortal desolate dragon emperor said, my father and my second brother all died later on. Then what does this mean for the purity of imperial race bloodline? Qin Yin asked. He no longer cared about the black bloodline because immortal desolate dragon emperor doesn't know much. The highest purity, immortal desolate dragon emperor said with smile. This means that you can absorb a large amount of Emperor Mountain's energy. I don't need to say more about the benefits. If other people cultivated in the Emperor blood pool, their foundation would definitely be unstable, but you're different. Someone with black bloodline doesn't need to worry about unstable foundation. Qin Yin said with frown, but I might die inexplicably. Immortal desolate dragon emperor said, that depends on you. If you accept your fate, only death awaits you. All right, since I have the purest imperial race bloodline, then you can tell me about the complete bloodline, right? Qin Yun said. The dark royal race and the imperial race were originally the same race, but they split up later on. This split is very interesting. They split into two bloodlines, namely the dark bloodline and the imperial race bloodline. Immortal desolate dragon emperor said, and before the split, this race was very powerful. How powerful? Qin Yin said in shock. 3,000 heavenly domains. It's the extremely powerful 9-sun royal race. Immortal desolate dragon emperor said, 3,000 heavenly domains? Qin Yun sucked in a breath of cold air. The 9-sun heavenly domain is an extremely complicated and huge spatial world. And outside, there are actually so many heavenly domains. In the universe, there are countless heavenly domains, and the 3,000 heavenly domains are the 3,000 heavenly domains with the 9 suns as the center. Immortal desolate dragon emperor sighed and said, everyone knows that the imperial race era is the first era of the 9 desolate. However, before that, there was an even more prosperous era, the 9-sun era. The 3,000 heavenly domains were all ruled by the 9-sun royal race. Qin Yin is shocked hearing this. Doesn't that mean that the 9-sun heavenly domain has declined very badly? Qin Yun said in shock. And this is mainly because of internal strife. Many powerful powers disintegrated from within. If you don't court death, you won't die. Immortal desolate dragon emperor sighed again. Senior, how do you know all this? Qin Yin asked curiously. The imperial race doesn't seem to know this. Of course the imperial race doesn't know. Because after the 9-sun royal race split, this part of their memories were not passed down. They only know that Princess Anya is a scourge. Immortal desolate dragon emperor said, the reason I know is because dragons from other heavenly domains came to tell me. Red Sun Dragon Mother said before that if the entire 9 desolate enters the nirvana period, the dragon race will leave and go to other heavenly domains. Without the 9 dragon heavenly origin formation, they will be looked down upon by the powerful dragon race outside the 9-sun heavenly domain. The immortal desolate dragon race often interacts with the dragon race outside the 9-sun heavenly domain, so they can understand this matter. After all, 3,000 heavenly domains were once ruled by the 9-sun royal race. Now that the 9-sun heavenly domain has declined, there are people from other heavenly domains who come and take a look from time to time. In other words, Princess Anya is very likely to revive the 9-sun royal race. And this is something that neither of the two races wish to see. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Why? To revive the 9-sun royal race and once again dominate the 3,000 heavenly domains. Isn't that a very good thing? Qin Yun said. Chapter 1744. Revival. Qin Yun can see that the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is very dissatisfied with the imperial race. In order to prevent Princess and Yi from becoming stronger, the imperial dragon race had actually destroyed the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation. This was clearly the intention of the divine wasteland imperial family. In that case, Princess Anya is really a bit pitiful. Qin Yun sighed softly. She might be Moon Dragon God. Qin Yun told this matter to the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor. I knew it. Right now, 3 dragon gods have gathered in the Imperial Clan Divine Palace, but none of the dragon gods are from the Imperial Dragon race. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said with a serious expression. Therefore, we cannot let the Imperial Dragon race know that your father and Princess and Yi are also dragon gods. Otherwise, there will be trouble. Senior, do you think it is possible for me to create the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation? Qin Yun said, to be honest, I want Princess Anya to become even stronger. Logically speaking, there are only 9 dragons heavenly origin formation, and they are naturally born. The 9 suns and 9 wastelands were born together and distributed in the 9 great wastelands. Later on, they were all obtained, and we once had one. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Therefore, it is impossible to set it up again. Qin Yun frowned and said, really? Of course, nothing is absolute in this world. In any case, I don't believe that it can only be born naturally and not arranged. In your previous life, Immortal King Floating Cloud, you stayed with the Dragon Clan for a long time. You once imitated the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation and made a lot of them. Although they were not completely successful, those incomplete 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation are still quite useful. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor said. Qin Yun recalled that he once encountered the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation under the Dragon King Manor. At that time, there were 9 stone tablets with dragons carved on them. It was highly likely that he had done it in his previous life. Qin Yun told the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor about the 9 dragons' heavenly origin formation that he had encountered. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor nodded. Maybe it was done by your previous life. In other words, I have been working hard in this area in my previous life, said Qin Yun in astonishment. Yes, but you don't have the memories of your previous life. It's all for naught. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor sighed. No problem, Qin Yun said with a smile. I must get it out. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor nodded his head. If you can get it out, we will be more confident in the other heavenly regions in the future. Qin Yun suddenly felt that this immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor is not bad. He is just a bit shameless. Qin Yun, you said before that you have 2 matters to discuss with me. The first is the Heavenly Dragon God sculpture, and Yu Qing. What about the second? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor asked. Oh, this is about Yoqing's mother. Qin Yun told the immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor about Long Yuqing missing her mother. This girl is full of nonsense. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor slapped his thigh and said, how could she not have any impression of her own mother? I think she deliberately tricked me. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Humph, I learned it from you. She's so good at lying now. Even you are fooled by her. Isn't it because she's been with you for too long? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor looked at Qin Yun with disdain. Qin Yun smiled helplessly and asked, then she knows a lot about her mother? Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor nodded and said, yes, she said it on purpose. Maybe she wanted you to work for nothing or to torment you. Senior, then how can I help her find her mother? Qin Yun asked. Xiao Fuyun, I don't know much about this matter. If you want to find her mother, you have to ask 2 women. One is Fang Yueyao, and the other is Xian Qiru. Of course, Xian Qiru is already dead, and Fang Yueyao's whereabouts have been unknown for many years. Immortal Desolate Dragon Emperor sighed and said, Fong Yueyao is Yao Fong, and Xian Qiru is Xie Qiru. This is relatively easy for Qin Yun. He only needs to wait for them to find the heaven-leaping shuttle. That's easy, Qin Yun said with smile. They are still an immortal desolate. That's good. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor nodded and said, then remember, don't talk too much to the Imperial Dragon race. The Imperial Dragon race and the entire Imperial clan are not bad. They are indeed very good to us. It's just that some of their ideals are incompatible with ours. Senior, do you also hope that Princess and Yi can revive nine-son royal family like me? Qin Yun asked. Indeed, 3,000 heavenly domains were once ruled by our ancestors. And now, when we pass through other heavenly domains, we have to shrink our necks. This is so vexing. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor cursed in low voice. There are even people from other heavenly domains who want to take advantage of our misfortune. For example, right now, they are plundering our resources. All right, let's go out so that they don't worry. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor felt that it is about time and suddenly said. Qin Yun got up and promptly opened the door to let Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor go out. Qin Long, Xiao Yuelon, and Xian Rujing are very worried outside. They saw Qin Yun and Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor come out with calm expressions and felt a lot more relieved. Do they fight? Qin Long said with smile. You are after all Qin Yun's father. If I beat your son inside, you will definitely fight me to the death. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor laughed loudly. I will go back first. We will chat again when we have time. Immortal desolate Dragon Emperor left. Xiao Yuelon, Xian Rujing, and Qin Long immediately asked Qin Yun some questions. They already know about the 3 dragon gods. They already know about Princess Anya's background. They just don't know about the legend of 9-son royal family. Qin Yun also told them about the legend of 9-son royal family. After they heard, they all felt that it is necessary to make Princess Anya, the only person with complete bloodline of 9-son royal family, stronger. It seems like we still have a long way to go. Qin Long patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said with smile, we are now members of Emperor race, but the strength of Emperor race is only limited to 9 desolate. We need to have a bigger goal. Xiao Yuelon said with smile, revive 9-son royal family? This is a very long-term matter. Now we need to become stronger, then go to Cloud Dragon Mountain Range to revive Mother and find the answer. Qin Yun said, let's go back and rest. Take advantage of the Immortal King ranking to get more Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills and quickly become stronger Immortal Emperor. Qin Long said with smile. Xian Rujing returned to her residence. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon returned to Qin Manor. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud pagoda and arrived at 20th floor with Xiao Yuelon. After the couple had a sweet time, they lied down on the bed and enjoyed the wonderful aftertaste. Xiao Yuelon placed her lily-white hand on Qin Yun's abdomen and gently caressed it. She delicately groaned and said, wretched Long Yu Qing, she actually lied to you. Indeed, it is truly impossible to guard against her. Qin Yun nodded and said, she is too hateful. She used the fact that you don't have the memories of your past life, as well as your deep affection to trick you. Xiao Yuelon said with slight anger, we can't let her off. I want to teach her a lesson, capture her, and strip her naked. Qin Yun pinched Xiao Yuelon's nose and said with smile, you might not be her match. How will you teach her a lesson? We have more than 100 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills in our hands. What realm do you think we can break through to? Xiao Yuelon is filled with expectation. It's hard to say. In short, the further we go, the more Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills we will need to break through. Qin Yun said, becoming 9th Heaven Immortal King is already very good. Xiao Yuelon nodded and said, let me capture Princess and Yi first. This Princess and Yi is the only 9-son royal family descendant with complete bloodline. I want her. You are so bad. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled, then caressed her face. After daybreak, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon left for Dragon Manor early in the morning to find Elder Long. Emperor Blood Pool? You want to use Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate? Elder Long said with frown. Qin Yun nodded and said, "We have more than 100 Emperor Origin Heavenly Pills. Through Emperor Blood Pool, we can quickly absorb a large amount of Emperor Mountain's energy, quickly refine it, and quickly break through. But this will very likely cause your foundation to be unstable." Elder Long shook his head and said, "This is not good for you. Don't worry, we are not afraid of this. We have a special secret technique." Xiao Yuelon said with smile, "All right, since Emperor Blood Pool is empty, no one wants to use it. You can use it." Elder Long gave Qin Yun a jade token. It can only be used to enter Emperor Blood Pool. Emperor Blood Pool is in Dragon Manor's eastern region. It is also near Elder Long's residence. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon immediately went to Emperor Blood Pool. Originally, Qin Yun wanted to call Xiao Yuemei and the others. However, thinking that his and Xiao Yuelon's cultivation has a certain degree of danger, he temporarily did not call them. Don't worry, Yuemei and the others also have a set of secret cultivation technique, Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. They can cultivate together and steadily increase their strength. Xiao Yuelon said with charming smile. The Emperor Blood Pool under Dragon Manor is very large. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon arrived at the underground hall and saw the pool boiling with golden liquid. They felt very astonished. "Yuelon, when I and you cultivate Sun and Moon Heart Sutra, we can absorb black and white energy separately. What's going on?" Qin Yun is very curious about this. "Who cares? It can make us very strong anyway. When we cultivate together, be careful not to be completely invaded by that kind of power." Xiao Yuelon said with smile, "Quickly begin." Qin Yun released Yu Shaoling, Shui Tianzi, and Zi Qingsheng. After releasing them, Qin Yun was also teased by Yu Shaoling and Shui Tianzi, these two charming fairies, for a while, and then began cultivating. Qin Yun and others have not been to the Immortal King Ancient City for a long time. And the largest battle stage in the central region of the Immortal King Ancient City is currently filled with people. Xiao Yuemei, Xiao Xianxin, and Long Xiaofeng are on top of the building, looking at the battle stage. "What's going on with brother? Why hasn't he come to the Immortal King Ancient City yet?" Xiao Yuemei very anxiously said. "He just obtained a lot of D-Origin Heavenly Pills and wants to cultivate with Yuelon." Xiao Xianxin said with smile. A3. "Look, that Sun Hunter race guy has already won many times in a row. And those ancient era Yuan Immortal Kings, they have occupied more than half of the top 50 of the Immortal King ranking." Xiao Yuemei said with frown. "We are not their match. Only brother can come and think of a way to deal with them." Chapter 1745. Righteous battle. After Xia Wufeng got on the stage, the people below the stage all started shouting. Everyone knew how powerful Xia Wufeng was, but his current opponent was an immortal king from the ancient epic. The so-called ancient era immortal kings are people from the previous era. They hid deep underground to avoid the sun falling and the world destroying calamity. Even though they hid deep underground, they could absorb energy from below to maintain their lifespan. What made many people puzzled is that these ancient era immortal kings all look very young, but they all existed from the previous era or the era before the previous era. Generally speaking, even if they lived for so long and their bodies did not decay, they should still be extremely old. But those ancient epic elemental immortal kings all looked very young. Of course, they're not the kind of young people who were born deep underground. They have been like this for many years. Some people also asked them how they could stay so young and not die, but they did not answer and only said that this was their secret. This kind of secret made many people extremely curious. Some people even want to join them and hide deep underground. At this time, the ancient era immortal king on the stage is an ordinary-looking, gray-clothed youth. As soon as he got on the stage, Xia Wufeng felt an indescribable pressure. Xia Wufeng has fought with many powerful immortal kings and has extremely rich battle experience. At this moment, he can feel that this ancient era immortal king is giving off a very dangerous feeling. "I am Wang Dalin," the ancient era immortal king said. This sounds like a very ordinary name. However, it caused many people to cry out in alarm. The people who cried out in alarm are all immortal kings with relatively low cultivation. They all came from other war zones. They were previously curious who this ancient-era immortal king is. Now that they heard the name, they know that Wang Dalin is ranked 10th on the immortal king ranking, and Xia Wufeng is only ranked 13th. In the top 50 of the immortal king ranking, there are more than 30 Sun Hunter race and ancient-era immortal kings. And the Dark Royal race's immortal kings are also very strong. About 10 of them entered the top 50. The rest are the Dragon Manor's Dragon Warriors and some geniuses from the Immortal Desolate. Looking at it this way, the Dark Royal race has more people in the top 50 than the Imperial race. The Immortal Kings of the Dark Royal race have suddenly become much stronger. Xiao Xianqin said, "It's really strange. They weren't that powerful before. Sun Spirit race must have taught them some secret technique." Xiao Yueme lightly groaned and said, "We want to go up and bet our points, but those guys aren't willing to bet with us. We can't go up with our points." Yuan Yining was very unhappy. They were indeed quite strong, but no one was willing to bet points with them, causing their points to not skyrocket. Unless they challenged someone with a higher cultivation than them, but that would be very risky. The reason why the Sun Hunter race and the ancient epic Yuan Immortal King had many people in the top 50 was because too many people had underestimated them. That was why they had lost so badly. Xia Wufeng currently had more than 400 points and was ranked 13th. He was only a few dozen points away from the top 10. This battle attracted the attention of many Sun Hunters and ancient epic immortal kings. Xia Wufeng has the origin sword. He has a great advantage on the battle stage. Although he only has one arm, no one will look down on him. "How much?" Wang Dalin asked. "How much are you willing to bet?" Xia Wufeng asked. "I'm willing to bet as much as you bet." Wang Dalin's indifferent words are filled with heroism, causing the people around the battle stage to exclaim in low voice. Betting all of their points is very rare on the battle stage, especially for the immortal kings who are ranked very high. Because if they lose all of their points, they will have to start all over again. Generally speaking, they would leave more than 100 or 200 points to make a comeback. If they bet all of their points, it would be very difficult to quickly make a comeback. 430 points. Xia Wufeng said. He did not bet all of his points, he still left 5 points. However, this is no different from betting all of his points. "I'll follow." Wang Dalin faintly smiled. "It's good to have some pressure. Otherwise, when we fight, we won't be able to unleash our potential." Yuan Yining said in low voice, "If Boss Xie wins this round, he will be able to enter the top 3, right? The top 3 guys all have over 1,000 points." Xiao Xianqin shook her head and said, "Of course, if he really can win this match, he will be able to charge into the top 3. During the battle, they could not go easy in case someone secretly gave them points. Therefore, the Immortal King Ancient City requested that those who participated in the Immortal King ranking had to sign a soul contract. After they transferred the points to the referee, they stood in their respective positions. Xia Wufeng stood in the distance. A sharp sword suddenly appeared in his single arm's palm. It was his origin sword. No one knew what grade of weapon this sword was equivalent to. They only knew that it was extremely terrifying. Wang Dalin frowned when he sensed the terrifying sword aura. His originally calm face turned grave. Xia Wufeng was much more terrifying than he had imagined. "Begin," the referee shouted. On the huge battle stage, Wang Dalin and Xia Wufeng were separated by a few hundred meters. However, after the battle began, the two of them flew towards each other in an instant. Their speed was extremely fast. Many of the people present were unable to see their figures. In just half a blink of an eye, they collided with each other and launched a fierce and violent attack. On the battle stage, the wind from the fist was like thunder and the sword cries were like dragons. The two auras collided, causing the battle stage to shake. Very few people were able to see their moves clearly. Xia Wufeng attacked with his sword while Wang Dalin punched out. However, no one saw the fist and sword collide. Xia Wufeng and Wang Dalin were both sent flying. The moment the battle began, they madly rushed out and collided with each other for a bit before retreating. It was difficult for the crowd to see what happened when they collided. They could only feel a very powerful aura. After Xiao Wufeng and Wang Dalin exchanged blows for a moment, he retreated and saw that Wang Dalin had 7 bloody holes on his body. He was actually stabbed 7 times. Xiao Wufeng seemed to be fine, but his face was somewhat pale. He frowned and suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. It could be seen that he was also severely injured just now. "I admit defeat," Wang Dalin suddenly shouted. Everyone was quiet for a moment, and then immediately shouted in surprise. Not long after the battle began, the battle ended, and it was Wang Dalin who admitted defeat. "Thank you for letting me win." Xiao Wufeng wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. "Thank you for not killing me." Wang Dalin cupped his fist towards Xiao Wufeng and then turned around and walked down the stage. Everyone looked carefully and saw that the bloody holes on Wang Dalin's body were not in any vital areas. In other words, Xiao Wufeng held back just now, otherwise Wang Dalin would have definitely died. Therefore, Wang Dalin is sincerely convinced of his loss. After Wang Dalin walked down the stage, Xiao Wufeng suddenly fell to the ground. It turns out that the one who suffered the heaviest injuries was Xiao Wufeng. It can be seen that Wang Dalin's fist is also very terrifying. He was actually able to seriously injure Xiao Wufeng. This is very admirable. Wang Dalin knew that Xiao Wufeng was seriously injured, but he still admitted defeat. This is also because Xiao Wufeng did not kill him just now. If Xiao Wufeng had killed him just now, even if he was seriously injured, he would have won in the end. But that would have taken Wang Dalin's life. Everyone sincerely admires Xiao Wufeng and Wang Dalin's spirit. After all, Wang Dalin lost more than 400 points. If he did not admit defeat, he would have just punched Xiao Wufeng a few more times and won. But he did not do that. Murong Darren, Su Xiaoba, and the others also arrived on the stage to take care of Xiao Wufeng's injuries. Nether Sect's other immortal kings also came to help. Not long after, Xiao Wufeng was carried away. He has already lost consciousness. Everyone knows how powerful Xiao Wufeng is. Now that he has lost consciousness, it can be seen how evil Wang Dalin's fist is. Wang Dalin disappeared into the crowd, but this ordinary-looking guy caused people to feel a deep sense of fear. "I'll go take a look at Boss Xia." Xiao Yueme pulled Hong Mengshu and said, "Big sister dreaming pig, I will go with you." Hong Mengshu followed behind Xiao Yueme. Next, the auction of sacred Xian silver crystals continued. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon are cultivating at the bottom of Dragon Manor's Emperor Blood Pool. Just like last time, Xiao Yuelon is using Sun and Moonheart Sutra's 3rd level. Yu Shaoling and the others are helping from the side, suppressing the strange energy released by the Emperor Blood Pool. There seems to be something special inside Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon's body that can draw out a dreadful energy from the Emperor Blood Pool, allowing them to quickly refine a large amount of Emperor Essence Heavenly Pill energy. This is Emperor Mountain's energy, but it is different from normal Emperor Mountain's energy. Inside Dragon Manor's Emperor Blood Pool, this energy is even more dreadful. In just a few days, Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon have successfully refined more than 100 Emperor Essence Heavenly Pills. 9th level Immortal King Realm. Qin Yun let out a long sigh and said with smile, "It went very smoothly." Shui Tianzi and Yu Shaoling helped Qin Yun put on his clothes and touched his body. Zi Qingsheng is now helping Xiao Yuelon comb her hair and clothes. "I feel that it is a bit slow. More than 100 pills did not let us become immortal emperors," Xiao Yuelon said with charming smile. "If we become immortal emperors, how can we fight the immortal king ranking?" Qin Yun shook his head and said with smile, "Maintain the 9th level immortal king realm, fight the immortal king ranking, and then fight the emperor dragon ranking. Then we can get 2 Emperor Essence Heavenly Pills." "That's true." Xiao Yuelon laughed and then pinched Zi Qingqing's face. Qin Yun took out a magic mirror and said with frown, "Xiao Ding, this guy is really something. It's been so long. Can he still finish the magic mirror's formation base? It should be soon, right? Be patient and wait." Xiao Yuelan said. After kissing Shui Tianzi and Yu Shaoling, these two clingy fairies, he placed them inside the nine-sun divine soul and then left the Emperor Blood Pool with Xiao Yuelan. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan know that they are lagging behind in the Immortal King ranking, so they immediately rushed to the Immortal King Ancient City. After they arrived at the Immortal King Ancient City, they heard that Sun Hunter race and Ancient Era Origin Immortal Kings are participating. Sun Hunter race, Qin Yun said with frown. These guys specialize in restraining sun energy. Chapter 1746. The Sun Hunters. Qin Yun was more worried about the Sun Hunters. He had previously encountered the Sun Hunters in an ancient garden. At that time, the nether sun energy in his body was sealed by the evil spirit of the Sun Hunter clan, causing him to be unable to release it. Even if he met the Sun Hunter clan again, he wouldn't be that afraid because his physical strength is very strong. Even if the nether sun's power is sealed and can't be used, he can still rely on his powerful physical body to last for a period of time. Xiao Yuelan wore a mask and walked together with Qin Yun, attracting the attention of many people. They entered the ancient city of the Immortal King and directly used the teleportation jade pendant to arrive at the battle platform of the central battle region. The moment they arrived, they sensed that Xiao Xianqin and Yuan Yinying were nearby. Xiao Xianqin and Yuan Yinying stood on the roof of a small building to watch the battle. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan immediately flew over. Aunt Yinying, after Xiao Yuelan arrived, she patted their buttocks and said with a charming smile, "You guys are finally here. How is your cultivation?" Xiao Xianqin asked. She knew that Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan were cultivating in seclusion. "I am already in 9th Heaven Immortal King," Qin Yun said with a smile. Brother, Boss Xie was seriously injured in the battle yesterday. Those fellows from the ancient era are too strong. Yuan Yinying sighed. "What's going on? Are your injuries serious?" asked Qin Yun. Yuan Mei went to see him. For the time being, there is nothing wrong with him. He needs to rest for a few days. Although Boss Xie was injured, he still won in the end. He's now ranked 4th, Yuan Yinying said. Soon after, Xiao Xianqin and Yuan Yinying told Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelan about Xie Wufeng's battle. He then explained the situation of the Sun Hunter clan. The Sun Hunter race is just as Qin Yun imagined. They possess a very special power that can seal the power of others during battle. It should be known that the power of the people of the 9 wastelands came from the sun. Once it was sealed, they would not be able to use the celestial energy in their dantian for a short period of time. The Sun Hunters could use this opportunity to launch a fierce attack. Be it the Emperor races or the Dark Nobility races, the Sun Hunters had them pinned down. Only an ancient, epic, immortal king could fight the Sun Hunters to a standstill. Suddenly, a series of explosions came from the northern battlefront. The battle was extremely fierce. Qin Yun looked over and said with frown, "I seem to sense a trace of destruction power. Could it be that Su Xiaoba is fighting over there?" Su Xiaoba is now a 7th Heaven Immortal King. He is indeed at the northern battle platform. Yuan Yinying nodded. "Hand in hand, we'll bring you over to take a look." Qin Yun took out the teleportation jade pendant and pulled Xiao Xianqin's hand. Xiao Xianqin pulled Yuan Yinying while Xiao Yuelan hugged Qin Yun and shouted, "Let's go." Qin Yun's teleportation jade pendant recorded the location of the northern war zone, so he could quickly teleport there. In the blink of an eye, they arrived at the huge fighting platform in the middle of the northern battle zone, behind a large group of people. On the battle stage, Su Xiaoba's bald head is filled with black runes, his eyes are bloodshot, the clothes on his upper body are torn and tattered, berserk energy is flowing under his sinister muscles. Su Xiaoba has a very special destruction inscription spirit. It can release very dreadful destruction power. And his body is also very dreadful. Just the power of his body can erupt with very strong destruction power. The one fighting Su Xiaoba is a tall and thin young man. This young man is wearing white clothes. He looks completely fine and relaxed. What is most shocking is that this young man has a smile on his face. His feet are floating off the ground. He can move very quickly. Su Xiaoba erupted with extremely berserk power. He has entered a state of madness and anger. He roared and rushed over. His angry fist also exploded with thunder and lightning. However, the young man fighting Su Xiaoba quickly dodged and arrived at the edge of the battle stage. Then he slightly raised his hand, and a halo suddenly appeared under Su Xiaoba's feet. A white halo appeared and released a white light screen that wrapped around Su Xiaoba. Su Xiaoba immediately screamed miserably. It is clear that he is suffering unbearably from the torment of this power. Qin Yun's brows are tightly creased. He said in a deep voice, "What kind of power is that guy using?" "That's Sun Hunter race's power. They can restrain anyone's power. They are very dreadful," Xiao Xianqin said. Not only Su Xiaoba is being restrained, that dreadful power has also permeated into his body. Brother Batian, quickly concede. Murong Darren yelled from below the battle stage. "I will never concede." Su Xiaoba furiously roared. His body exploded and shook off the white halo that is enveloping him. However, the young man fighting Su Xiaoba formed hand seals, and a white, shining lotus image appeared on the sky. The huge white light lotus flower came down and pressed down on Su Xiaoba's body, causing him to lie on the ground. "Go to hell." The white-clothed young man faintly smiled. That lotus image suddenly transformed into 3 long swords that want to stab Su Xiaoba. Runes suddenly burst out on Su Xiaoba's body. They're the runes Qin Yun carved on his body. Now they released a very berserk power to protect Su Xiaoba's body. It can be seen that Su Xiaoba has already used those runes very well. They can produce a kind of marvelous resonance with his body. Su Xiaoba concede. Qin Yun's deep and cold voice is like thunder exploding, enveloping the battle stage. All the immortal kings around the battle stage are endlessly shocked by this sudden voice. I can see Su Xiaoba knows that Qin Yun has arrived. He also knows that Qin Yun will help him teach that person a lesson. After conceding, the judge immediately rushed over to protect Su Xiaoba. Su Xiaoba's injuries are very serious. Murong Darren and Shimen Zhuang also jumped onto the battle stage. Qin Yun used light, transformation, sacred pupil, and arrived on the battle stage in a flash. He took out 2 talismans and stuck them on Su Xiaoba's body. Then he probed Su Xiaoba's condition. It's Qin Yun. It seems like he is Brother Baishan's master. This guy foiled the Sun Spirit race's plan. He is now an important person in the Emperor race. He has not appeared here for several days. I thought he would never come again. I did not expect him to suddenly appear here. He helped the Emperor race defeat the Sun Spirit race. He must have obtained many Emperor Origin heavenly pills as a reward. Maybe he has become very strong. The young man who defeated Su Xiaoba is also looking at Qin Yun from the side. Ancient era Yuan Immortal Kings and Sun Hunter race Immortal Kings know many things about Qin Yun in the Immortal King ancient city. What attracted their attention the most is that Qin Yun has 2 sun souls. "Are you Qin Yun? I heard you have 2 sun souls." The young man stared at Qin Yun as if he is looking at prey. He licked his lips. His face revealed gloomy and cold, killing intent. Qin Yun did not reply. Instead, he probed Su Xiaoba's condition. Very soon, he discovered that the Immortal King life crystal inside Su Xiaoba's Dantian is being wrapped up by a strange white power. Su Xiaoba's Immortal King life crystal is being wrapped up by this power, causing the power inside to be unable to erupt. However, Su Xiaoba is still forcibly releasing a lot of formidable Immortal King power from the Immortal King life crystal. Qin Yun tried to help Su Xiaoba's Immortal King life crystal expel this kind of power, but to no avail. Because when the absolute sun power he released touched the strange white power, it would stick to him. In short, he is unable to expel it. This kind of power seems like it wants to stick to Su Xiaoba's Immortal King life crystal forever. If he does not completely get rid of it, even if only a trace of it is left, it will quickly breed even more. This is not some kind of poison. Rather, it is a very strange kind of power that specializes in restraining Sun immortal power. Qin Yun tried to use Nether Sun's devouring power, but to no avail. Finally, he released Nether Sun Flame to try and dissolve this kind of power, but to no avail. Qin Yun, I'm talking to you. That youth saw that Qin Yun is not replying. He is not even looking at him and became very angry. Xiao Yuelon arrived beside Qin Yun and said in cold voice, "Can't you see that he is healing Su Xiaoba? I am one of the 10 great immortal kings of Sun Hunter race, Lai Kuan Shan." Lai Kuan Shan coldly looked at the masked Xiao Yuelon and then shouted at Qin Yun, "I am an 8th heaven immortal king, yet I can become one of the 10 great immortal kings of Sun Hunter race. This means that once I become a 9th heaven immortal king, I will become the number 1 immortal king of Sun Hunter race." Lai Kuan Shan is very angry because Qin Yun is still ignoring him. Qin Yun is now very earnestly healing Su Xiaoba. He really doesn't want to pay attention to this Lai Kuan Shan. "I am Qin Yun, what's the matter?" Qin Yun closed his eyes, earnestly probed the strange power wrapped around the immortal king life crystal, and indifferently said, "Take out your sun soul and lend it to me." Lai Kuan Shan shouted with an extremely arrogant and commanding tone. Qin Yun carried the unconscious Su Xiaoba and walked down the stage. Then he said to Lai Kuan Shan, "I will never lend my sun soul to others. You have 2 sun souls. Why can't you lend me one? Are you looking down on me? I am a number 1 immortal king of Sun Hunter race." Lai Kuan Shan furiously said. Everyone secretly frowned. This Lai Kuan Shan is simply causing trouble without reason. He directly wants to borrow someone else's sun soul. Isn't this the same as borrowing someone else's life? How could something like sun soul be so casually lent out? Moreover, he is lending it to a complete stranger. Not lending. Qin Yun groaned and then wanted to leave with Su Xiaoba. "Qin Yun, I have 300 points. I want to challenge you. Do you dare to accept my challenge or not?" Lai Kuan Shan furiously said. The unconscious Su Xiaoba suddenly opened his eyes, grabbed Qin Yun's arm and shouted, "Master, defeat this bastard." Qin Yun is a 9th heaven immortal king. An 8th heaven immortal king wants to give him points. He is naturally willing. "Can we fight now?" Qin Yun said. "That's right. I only need to pay 500,000 sacred Xian silver crystals, and I can choose someone else to fight me on the stage." Lai Kuan Shan said with sneer. His eyes are filled with gloominess and coldness. "All right." Qin Yun handed Su Xiaoba over to Murong Darren and jumped onto the stage. After he got on the stage, Lai Kuan Shan said, "How many points do you have? I will bet with you." "I bet 150, Qin Yun said. Chapter 1747. Probing this made many people shake their heads and laugh. 300 points to bet someone else's sun soul. This is simply wishful thinking. Don't mention 300 points. Even if it's 30,000 points, I won't bet. Qin Yun said, "You are looking down on sun soul too much. Bastard, I am one of the 10 great immortal kings of Sun Hunter race. You are just a small immortal king of 9 desolate. Yet you're not giving me face." Hunter Kuan Shan's expression suddenly became sinister. "You damned bastard." Qin Yun frowned and said, "So what if you are one of the 10 great immortal kings of Sun Hunter race?" Hunter Kuan Shan laughed wildly and said, "You ignorant and arrogant bastard. Even though I am an 8th heaven immortal king, you should know that none of the immortal kings of 9 desolate are my match. Not to mention you. Even those powerful immortal king dragon warriors can't defeat me." Qin Yun also heard that among the same level, Sun Hunter race and ancient epic immortal kings can be said to have few opponents. Even those powerful immortal king dragon warriors can only defeat them by risking their lives. However, they will be seriously injured, and if they're not careful, their immortal king life crystals will shatter. The gains do not make up for the losses, so they will admit defeat. Below the stage, There are some Sun Hunter race immortal kings who are criticizing Qin Yun. Qin Yun, 10 of the ninth heaven immortal kings of Nine Desolate, have already been defeated by immortal king Kuan Shan. You are no exception. This Qin Yun is truly arrogant. He doesn't even give immortal king Kuan Shan any face. Immortal king Kuan Shan thinks highly of him. That's why he wants to borrow his sun soul. He actually doesn't want to give it to him. That's right. He has 2 sun souls in his hands. What's wrong with asking him to borrow one? In this immortal king ancient city, everyone is respectful to our Sun Hunter race. Even those ancient epic guys have to be courteous to us. Yet this bastard Qin Yun looks down on us. When everyone heard the words of the Sun Hunter race people, they are somewhat speechless. Asking someone to borrow such a precious thing, if someone doesn't want to lend it to them, then saying that they are arrogant, this is really something. Xiao Yuelon is at the side. She is so angry that she wants to hit someone. She wants to kill all of those Sun Hunter race bastards. She can't help but overflow with killing intent, causing the surrounding people to be alarmed. Su Xiaoba did not leave. Although his body is filled with injuries, after Qin Yun stuck the 2 talismans on his body, his condition improved a lot, and he can now open his eyes. He sat on a chair and looked at the stage with Murong Darren and the others. I bet 150 points. Qin Yun said. Fine, I don't want your sun soul. I want your dog life. Hunting Earth Mountain sneered. I asked you to lend me your sun soul, and you didn't lend it to me. Then I'll let you die. You look down on me, so you must die. Qin Yun frowned slightly and walked towards the referee. He took out his jade token and transferred 150 points to the referee. You're a ninth heaven celestial king? The middle-aged judge asked in surprise. Yes. Qin Yun nodded and said, Can we fight on this platform? Of course. The referee nodded. Everyone was astonished. Qin Yun was actually a ninth heaven immortal king. Qin Yun was a 6th firmament immortal king previously, but in just a few days, he had become a 9th firmament immortal king. Big Brother Qin used Emperor Blood Pool to cultivate in Dragon Manor. A Dragon Manor's dragon warrior said, even if he used the Emperor Blood Pool, he shouldn't have broken through so quickly, right? After all, it would take at least a month for a 6th heaven immortal king to reach 9th heaven immortal king. The other dragon warriors said in shock, Yeah, I heard that he only has 100 or so Emperor Origin heavenly pills in his hands. It shouldn't be enough, right? The Dragon Manor's dragon warriors are all very puzzled. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon's group can obtain better results by cultivating together. Furthermore, the Emperor Mountain's energy is of great help. Hunting Earth Mountain is a very sinister and ruthless person. If others don't lend him anything, he will kill them. Qin Yun doesn't have a good impression of this kind of person. After Hunting Earth Mountain transferred the points to the referee, he said coldly, Qin Yun, I'll give you one more chance. If you agree to lend me your sun soul, I can spare your life. Otherwise, once the battle starts, you will die without a doubt. You won't even have the chance to admit defeat. Qin Yun said coldly, I won't lend it. Even if I do, I won't lend it to someone like you. Then I'll take your dog life. Hunting Earth Mountain's face is filled with malice as he shouted. Begin. The referee shouted. A white halo suddenly appeared around where Qin Yun was standing. Qin Yun immediately used Horse Flash. After the halo appeared, many white light thorns appeared on the ground. If Qin Yun didn't dodge, he would definitely be hit. Run? You can't run. Hunting Earth Mountain is very angry. His voice is filled with hostility. Qin Yun is hiding on the battle stage, but Hunting Earth Mountain can sense him and continuously released many light halos on the ground. However, Qin Yun dodged all of them. Everyone watched with fear and trepidation. Because people who understand the Sun Hunter race know that their technique of releasing light halos on the ground is very terrifying. Once hit, one will be wrapped up and suffer extreme pain. Moreover, the power within one's body will also be restricted. Su Xiaoba's power is very violent, so he can break through that strange power. However, in the end, his immortal king life crystal is still stuck by that strange power, and it is difficult for him to get rid of it. Xiao Yun, hiding is useless. That guy seems to be able to sense the power within your body. Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun wanted to use Light Transformation's sacred pupil to rush over and attack. But just as he was about to go over, Hunting Earth Mountain released that strange power to envelop Qin Yun. This guy indeed has some strength. While Qin Yun dodged, he also released tree claws and tree vines that emerged from the ground to grab Hunting Earth Mountain. However, after those tree claws and tree vines touched Hunting Earth Mountain, they were dissolved by the white light that burst out from his body and turned into white energy. This guy's power can restrain all the power of the sun. The tree claws and tree vines you released were condensed from the absolute yang power. Ling Yun said, and your absolute yang power is also formed from the power of the nether sun. Qin Yun, you don't dare to come over, right? Ha ha, do you know how strong I am? Hunting Earth Mountain sneered and said, if I kill you, your sun's soul will be mine. Our sun hunter race has a way to take away the sun's soul. I just gave you a chance. If you don't cherish it properly, you will die miserably in my hands, and your sun's soul will be taken away by me. Qin Yun indeed doesn't dare to approach because the immortal king power he released, the 9 king crystals are all released through Nether Sunday. Whether it is Nether Sun or pure sun power, they are completely restrained by the sun hunter race's strange power. Above the battle, there are many halos of light. There are fewer and fewer places for Qin Yun to stay. In the air, there are also balls of white light mist. They are all released by Hunting Earth Mountain. Once touched, the immortal king power will be sealed. Everyone can see that Qin Yun has formidable power, but he is unable to release it. Hunting Earth Mountain is not running around randomly. He is just standing there, and he can control the overall situation. Can't Master defeat him? Su Xiaoba tightly clenched his fist and persuaded him. Brother Batian, Uncle will definitely win, Shimin Dazhuang said with a smile. That's right, Brother Yin must be trying to figure out that strange energy. Morong Darren is also filled with confidence in Qin Yun. Xiao Xianqin is somewhat worried. She held Xiao Yuelan's hand and said in a low voice, Yuelan, can Xiao Yun win? I'm afraid that something will happen to him. Aunt, what are you worried about? I'm not as worried as you are, Xiao Yuelan said with slight anger. Why are you so concerned about Xiao Yun? Xiao Yun is so good to me. What's wrong with me caring about him? Xiao Xianqin bit her lips and said in a low voice, Is that so? I remember that you used to shout at him to kill him. Xiao Yuelan curled her lips and said. Xiao Xianqin lightly snorted and no longer spoke to Xiao Yuelan. She's also very anxious in her heart, and her mind is in chaos, because she has seen many battles of the Sun Hunter race here. Those who were defeated by the Sun Hunter race will need a period of time to recover. Although Qin Yun can dodge back and forth on the battle platform, the platform is filled with all kinds of traps. If this continues, it won't be long before he falls into a trap. Qin Yun also used super gravity, but it has no effect on Hunting Earth Mountain. Hunting Earth Mountain's body seems to be born with the ability to counteract all kinds of sun power. It is simply unable to cause any effect on him. The power of the sun is indeed unable to deal with the Sun Hunter race. This guy is truly a terrifying existence. Qin Yun is extremely apprehensive. Xiao Yun, we've tried all the moves we can. The power of the sun is useless against him. Hurry up and finish him off, Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun was just trying to see if he could use his formidable absolute yang power to fight against the Sun Hunter race. The result made him very disappointed and horrified. The formidable absolute yang power is of no use at all. He felt that even if he stepped into the immortal Emperor realm, Hunting Earth Mountain would still not be afraid of his absolute yang power. Hunting Earth Mountain continued to laugh wildly, as if he is toying with Qin Yun. Qin Yun was indeed forced to flee all over the battle platform by him. It's time to end this. Qin Yun suddenly rushed towards Hunting Earth Mountain. As he rushed over, he pushed out with his palm. It's useless, it's useless. Hunting Earth Mountain laughed loudly. Nether Moon Totem appeared on Qin Yun's palm. He attacked with his palm, and Nether Moon mental power burst out. This is Heavenly Might Dao Dipper. Heavenly Might Dao technique can not only be used through absolute yang power, It can also be used through mental power. The Berserk Heavenly Might Tao technique transformed into a gust of wind and surged out with a roar. The wind from the palm roared and swept away all the halos on the ground that were released by Mount Hunter Earth. Hoo. The Heavenly Might Tao Dipper released by mental power brought along a very strong mental power attack. It transformed into palm wind and enveloped Hunting Earth Mountain's body. Hunting Earth Mountain let out a low and deep cry of pain. And in the blink of an eye, Qin Yun has already arrived at Hunting Earth Mountain's side. He clasped 2 fingers together. He is about to unleash heaven, extinguishing 9 fingers. As long as he does not use absolute Yang power, his power will not be blocked by Hunting Earth Mountain. He has formidable Nether Moon mental power, combined with 1 thought Imperial Heaven Art. He can unleash an extremely powerful mental attack. Huchi, heaven extinguishing 9 fingers, piercing the firmament. The mental attack released through Nether Moon mental power looks very gentle. Everyone can only see a stream of energy penetrating Hunting Earth Mountain's head. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.